Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. The first padded practice of training camp 2023 took place today with the Titans at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park. Head coach Mike Vrabel speaking on the focus on the quarterbacks, including former second-round pick rookie Will Levis, knowing when to layer the football and when to let it rip.
I mean, when he needs to throw it, a little harder, we want him to throw a little harder. When he needs to layer the football, then we want him to layer it and not just layer it for the sake of layering it. There was a ball yesterday where he should have ripped, and he layered, and Trayshawn made a hell of a catch. But, I don't think I think you kind of have to know when you need to put it on there with some heat and when you need to take a little bit off.
Dramatic week at Colts training camp in Indianapolis. Running back Jonathan Taylor has reportedly requested a trade. The team is now reportedly considering placing Taylor on the non-football injury list, reportedly due to a failed physical. And to make matters worse, running back Zach Moss with a broken arm will be out for at least 6 weeks. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, welcome in 3HL on the air. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Monday to you. Dawn Davenport is here.
Hi.
What up, Babsy?
Happy Monday to all y'all. There you go. You got
104.5 The Zone AI. On the T-Dot Smartway map, there appears to be a meteor approaching downtown Nashville. No, wait. Scratch that. No need to check for weather alerts. This appears to be a Babs NATO. She's coming in hot. Entering the studio in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Dawn Davenport.
Yeah.
Just calling Zeph out before I even introduce him as producer of 3HL today.
That's
Joe Hunk
right.
on assignment.
He's slow on the hit.
Gotta be there, Zeph.
Slow on the hit for that,
I
Zeph.
had to change the audio page back over to Hunt's.
Ah, good excuse.
Hey, we don't do excuses
We got
here.
pads on now, Zeph. Ain't no excuses, baby.
Pads are on. It's 90-something degrees. There are no excuses.
Gotta go, baby. See ball,
Hi,
get
boys.
ball.
Did you have a
right.
good weekend, Babsy?
I did. We went to the zoo.
Oh, yeah?
I love the Nashville Zoo.
It's phenomenal.
Man. They got them Dippin' Dots.
They do. And every time I walk by them, I think of you.
See,
It was like 9:15 in the morning, and we walked by the banana split ones. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, those are
Yes.
Uncle Slay's
That's my
favorites.
go-to.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
What's-
So we
what's,
hung out with the Ruse.
What's toddler Babs' favorite animal?
Well, now it's the Ruse, the kangaroos. Because
Yeah, you sent a picture to Slay, and Slay was like, what kind of animal is this? I'm like, kangaroo, I think.
It was
And
laying down,
You
though.
said his face was a little weird.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah,
the
he
way-
looked dead.
Yeah.
He was.
And that's-
He was alive.
I didn't want
He
to
was
say
just
that, but
cuddling in with baby Babs.
He looked dead.
I sent it to my dad, and my dad's response back was, "Is he dead?" Like, no, he's not dead. He's just chilling. It's hot here.
Baby Babs, pet detective. She was on the case.
What other animals? Is there anything else? Like, is she a hippo chick, gorilla,
No,
giraffe?
I mean, she likes the zebras, and she really has this thing for the frogs and snakes now, which annoys me.
Yeah, because you hate snakes.
Yeah, I'm like, why do we have that? Frogs. Let's go see the frogs, and then we have to
snakes
look at all the
alone.
snakes too. Ugh. I'm like, spiders. Can we get out of this area?
Man, she's going to be in that backyard behind that gate
Yep.
in that little forest back there.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And then she likes
We
puma.
heard weird noises coming from out there
Puma.
one night
Puma.
from behind your house. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of animals back there. There ain't no telling what's back there.
She doesn't go back there.
I don't go back there. No.
He is Ronald Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the
There we
building.
go.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm
Look
in
at
the
Zeph.
building.
Zeff's like, got that
Like
one.
that, Zell.
Nailed it.
Like that, Zell. That
Nailed
right
it.
there, you know, so that backdrop of, when that I feel,
this.
yeah, I feel like it's March. Yeah. It's like I'm coming through the wilderness and I see.
From behind Babsy's house.
Yeah. And I see Ascension St. Thomas
Sports park.
Sports Park right there, man. And this feel like it's Big Jeff, like, stepping in. Because the pads on, baby.
Is he coming out of the water? Lake Amulet back there?
Nah, I think he kind of get dropped down from somewhere. He kind of
Oh, okay.
alien-like. Yeah, he ain't coming out in the water. He alien-like because he ain't human. Him and
Like
Derrick
Predator
Henry.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
That was a bad A movie.
And then they got the big pads on their helmet now.
I know.
I
It's all
love
about the
that.
safety,
I love that
Slay.
for the safety. It looks so weird, though.
It looks dumb.
I think of Spaceballs every time I see it.
It does look
Yes.
like Spaceball.
Every single time. Like,
Rick
come on.
Moranis.
Yep.
Lord Helmet. Lord Helmet. Babsy was at practice today. I asked Zeph, hey, do we have audio from post-practice? He's like, 24 cuts.
Oh, my gosh. He has all of it.
Way to over-deliver there, Zeph.
I love that.
Good
Zeph.
job.
There's
Zeph.
very little chance we get through all 24 of these, but
We'll have a
No,
good time.
but I thought
we do have
I
choices.
actually thought Vrabel was really good today.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a good mood.
Candid?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, well, okay. Let's
Transparent.
step it back.
That's-
Let's
okay, so
step
that-
it back a little
okay,
bit.
all right.
It's not like he was real
Like
candid.
you just giving us tidbits.
Right. But I mean, he talked about, I thought he talked a little bit about Will Levis and kind of his development without talking about his development. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that stood out to me. He talked about, like giving the guys, pads went on today. He
Yep.
talked about giving the whole group a game plan. And tomorrow is going to be a very telling day.
Let's hear that cut. I want to hear Good Mood Vrabel talking about the importance of tomorrow. You've got that one, cut number 5, Zeph.
Continue to move through with the installation. Tomorrow we'll start to, we'll give them a script tonight and understand that, give them a game plan, like a mock game plan, like, okay, this is what we're going to have up. We've got 5 days in installation. Not all those plays will be up. Go home, study these plays. These are the plays in the first and second down, different personnels. This will be our third down package. And starting to understand that and see how they respond tomorrow to not having a script and looking at it in the morning and knowing, I got this play. I'm lining up here. I think this is going to be a huge day for us that we had today, which was great, and then tomorrow, taking that next step of going out and just playing the game, coming from the sideline. That's what we'll probably do tonight, and then obviously moving on to the other situations later in the week.
That I'm interested to see what tomorrow shows with him telling everybody that,
Keep a close
It's kind
eye
of
out.
like the next step in, okay, where are the guys mentally
Yep.
when it comes to, the install?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So.
interesting that he shared that, Yeah,
I
that's one of
was-
those things
I
he
was
didn't have
surprised.
to share
Yeah.
and just let go and then
Yeah.
talk about it tomorrow.
Right.
But, yeah, that's interesting.
honestly, he didn't really even have to tell at all.
No.
He doesn't have to tell anybody what they're doing.
It's gonna be interesting though watching it because now you when you get stuff implemented like this, you start to weed people out.
And you can see some different things knowing the fact that they have kind of given them a mock game plan.
Yep.
So you can see how certain guys handle it, and especially rookies, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Which I think is fascinating.
It goes back to what we was asking Coach Mack a couple of weeks ago. Like, do you slow up and wait to bring a person along that doesn't get the game plan? You know what I'm saying? Or do you have to just stay after what happens? So it's going to be interesting to
Part
keep
of
an eye on
it
it.
depends on why they're not getting
Right.
it too,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, and
Yep.
that's what. Remember when they broke from minicamp
Sink or
and
swim, baby.
and Vrabel said something I found interesting. I think you guys did too. But he was like, "We got to make sure the guys stay on top of everything while they're away, so we don't have to regress when we start in training camp. Like we want to hit the ground running."
Yep.
And I thought that was interesting. And this is another drill. You put the pads on. We give you a game plan. What does it look like tomorrow?
Yep.
Do you have retention?
What do you? Yeah. What do you miss on? Because there's going to be mistakes. So
You'll hear more from Mike Vrabel today. Also, Aziz Al-Shire, linebacker,
my favorite.
and Aaron Brewer, center. Hear from him as well.
The anchor of the old line now, Aaron Brewer.
Sorry.
Snap
that-
out of it, Babsy.
Did I say that out loud?
That was like when we mentioned hockey one time.
It was.
NHL playoffs.
Good NHL playoffs.
615-737-1045. Babsy was at practice today. Thomas, next up in the borough. Thomas, what's up?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I want to hit on Derrick Henry and Kevin Byard and what they mean to the team, and how Kevin Byard, they call him the mayor of Murfreesboro. He gives back to MTSU how he does. And Derrick Henry, how he's part of ownership of the Nashville Soccer Club, and just setting a legacy here in Nashville forever. I think that's a smart thing to do. I'm excited to see what Tannehill and D-Hop does if they do anything. But how much of I guess owners really don't care what they do outside, like stuff like that, personal business, whatever. But how much of a weight do you think that holds as far as doing things like that in your community, being who you are? Do you think, hey, he will be here for the rest of their careers? I just want to take your thoughts on that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I mean, it's different for every player, right? Because if you're Derrick Henry or Kevin Byard and you perform and do what you do on the field, like that's just the added cherry on top that you're good guys that the fan base loves and all of that. But I'll go back to Jarrell Casey, honestly. And now we have to preface that with this is a different franchise.
Right.
It's different ownership, or not ownership, but it's different GM, all of that. But Jarrell Casey, remember, was huge in the community, always giving back. He was the Walter Payton Man of the Year. He was, him and his wife are phenomenal, adore them. They were always big. He was always one to volunteer, to go sign autographs and do stuff with the kids. But guess what? When it was time for him to go and they did not see him performing how he needed to perform, he was gone. Yeah. And that was after a monster contract and whatever else. And he was the leader on that defense during that time, And to the Titans' credit, I think he got a little too, is this a weird way to put it, light in the pants?
Yeah, no. That's,
I think he changed his diet. He
Yeah.
went vegan. I think he lost too much weight. I think he was not as effective as he was prior to that. But at the end of the day, that dude was like Mr. Titan, Mr. Nashville, and they still made the decision to let him go to what did they end up? I can't remember, but he only lasted one more year after that. So
he got hurt in Denver.
Right. So they clearly made the right decision in as far as longevity of him as a player. But I think that's a perfect example of, at the end of the day, this is a business, and you could be the mayor of Murfreesboro, and Kevin Byard knows this too, you know, and whatever else, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is what's going on the field, and it doesn't matter if you're, you've been around this franchise forever. If you can't deliver to the level you have to deliver to, or to the level that you are being paid to deliver at, it doesn't matter. Like there's no grace,
No. It's
brutal.
It's a business, and they'll use it while he's on the team as like, oh, this is a feel good thing, like all those things. But no, that's not why.
But
they
at the end of the day,
it won't hold no bearing on it. Yeah,
not at all.
And I hate to say that, but it's And to be honest, like our business is a little bit like that too. The broadcast business, like, hey, if you're
got to deliver,
older and too expensive and whatever else, and you're not delivering the return for what you're paid, guess what?
Yep,
it's brutal.
See you, bye.
It's all business.
Like a lot of businesses are like that, but sports is the ultimate meritocracy. Like if you're not performing, it doesn't matter what your storyline is.
Right?
Yeah,
they'll move on from you. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 on Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow there. Lots of Titans talk for you. 615-737-1045.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here, man. Summer is a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your tan or abs. No. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to decades of thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it can even grow for life. Did I mention Advanced Hair even guarantees your new hair will grow? Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. The summer sales event is on for a limited time, so schedule your free consultation and get the details today. 629-348-HAIR, one-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and get your savings details while still available. That's 629-348-HAIR or AdvancedHair.com.
I want to tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. You can get stocked up for the week there. MarylandFarmsWS.com. Easy to find them. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by the Publix. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. Locally owned and been serving Middle Tennessee and Brentwood for more than 17 years. Go see Jason and my guys there, and they will be able to help you in maybe a different direction in the craft brew world, or maybe in their wine selection, which is vast and creative. Bourbons, tequila, whatever you need. Maybe you know what you want, get in, get out. They'll be able to help you with that. But if you do want some suggestions based on what you like, they will certainly be able to point you in the right direction. They've got a great cigar selection as well. And if you're looking for gifts for a housewarming, birthday, anniversary, just a thank you, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has customized baskets for you to grab and go right on top of the counter. With wine, spirits, local olives, chocolate. Perfect gift for that cocktail lover. Every Wednesday, senior days, to come in for special discounts. Every day they honor the military discount. Case discounts every day as well. MarylandFarmsWS.com. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Closed on Sundays. Delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app. Curbside pickup available as well. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by Publix. 3-Town 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Zeph producing today, and for Joe Hunk.
A little 50 Cent right there. 50 was in town this weekend.
50 was in
Yeah.
town.
Yep.
Did you go?
No.
I didn't either.
I saw George Strait and Chris Stapleton. Ooh, they got caught in a little monsoon on Saturday.
Yeah, there was some weather
Yeah.
for that deal.
It's all good, though. Know everybody enjoyed the show on Friday. Sorry for the people on Saturday.
Wow, wow.
Was it hot at practice, Babsy?
It was, but there was a little bit of don't get me wrong, it was brutal, but I feel like it was probably way better than Saturday. Like Saturday was miserable during the day.
Yeah. The weather, like if it stay like this, this is
not
tolerable.
terrible. Yeah,
you
this
can
is
tolerate
this is doable. I mean, it's hot, but it's doable.
Right. This is what training camp's supposed to feel like.
Right. That Saturday, like the Saturday weather though, where it was the heat index of 109 or something, and then oof.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
brutal.
was 104 at 4:30 in the evening.
I think it was 104.5.
Hey. Good play, Earl.
Yes.
615-737-1045. You call, we go to you. Football season is here. Ronnie in Clarksville. Ronnie, what's up?
Everything's good.
Good, man.
Beautiful.
You're on the air.
All right. I've got a question and a comment, too. If they've really upgraded the offensive line, which I think they have, and we got better receivers, which I think we do, it should help Henry out a lot in the running game. And what does Tannehill have to do to prove that he deserves another contract in Nashville, which I think he will prove it.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, all he could do was snap and duck,
Yep. Agreed.
Yo. Appreciate that, Ronnie.
I think he just has to be Tanny, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that alludes back to what we were talking about coming out of the first segment with it's a business. You know what I'm saying? At some point, like you do have to move on. You just hope the person that's in waiting is ready to take on the reins of the team. But I fully believe, man, I would be on board for extending Tannehill. If he comes out and plays the way we believe he could play, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving Levis or Malik Willis another year in waiting and learning behind a veteran like that. And not only that, but he spoke on the offensive line upgrading. That gives them another year to jail. You get guys, maybe you never know what you're going to go get in the draft, so you get an opportunity, free agency as well. You get an opportunity for those guys to really get an upgrade, and nothing on earth beats experience. So,
Can't manufacture experience.
yeah, and you want to hit Aaron Brewer a little bit?
Yeah, we can hit Aaron Brewer.
That.
The other thing is like
when
the coaching staff feels like they can win with Malik Willis or Will Levis, then they'll move on.
Yep. As soon as it gets to that point,
it feels like Ryan Tannehill has one, maybe 2 more years as a starting quarterback in the league, and then it's off to Andy Daltonville. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but doesn't it just feel like Tannehill's about to, not this year, I think he can have a successful year this year, but it just feels like he's closer to it than he's not to that veteran backup rent a guy type role.
Right. Well, he's also 35.
Exactly.
That has something to do with it. But I mean, I don't know. He's going to have some weapons.
Yeah.
The DeAndre Hopkins move is huge.
Yep.
You've got Derrick Henry and Tajay Sharp, which clearly they love.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am optimistic about what Ryan Tannehill looks like this year.
I am too. Beyond this year,
good,
I don't
optimistic.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
Even with, I think, still a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
Like I've only been to practice one day. I get it.
Yeah.
I can't really speak to it, after watching one day, but I didn't think it looked great.
But you got to take it in.
But yeah, I mean,
and
it is what it is.
Guess what, too, though, Babsy? Like,
I was specifically watching because I was trying to kind of figure out, who's where and who's with who and who some of the new guys are and all of that. But I mean, it's also hard to tell in camp.
Yeah.
But I think it will again be an issue but I think that there are more weapons in place that will help to hide the issue for Tannehill. And I think Tannehill is experienced enough and is good enough.
Right.
I keep saying, right? Tannehill is good enough to be able to overcome that in which he couldn't last year.
I think I'm right.
Is that
there
a
with
fair
you.
assessment?
Keep it comfortable.
That's a one-day assessment.
Yeah, they need to not only keep him injury-free, but he keep the hits to a limit. They need to make him feel comfortable too.
Yeah.
You're only as good.
Hey, do you know
as your
who
weapons.
stood out to me today?
Who?
And speaking of kind of, did I say what did I say? Did I say the wrong Tajay? I did.
You
Did I
said
call him?
Spears?
Tajay Spears.
Did I say Sharp? I think I said
Ma'am.
Sharp.
It's
Damn it!
so
I've done
easy.
this 8 million times. Sorry,
You already
Tajay
did it twice
Spears.
last week.
God,
I did it twice the week
Tajay
before.
Sharp's still haunting me.
We've all done it.
here.
I did it when you were out,
Oh my gosh!
and people
sorry.
ridiculed me.
So yeah. What's his? Josh Wiley.
Yeah,
Josh
tight end.
Wiley really stood out to me today. I get it; it's one practice, but I'm like,
I've heard that.
dude laid a nice block. He looks big, but I think he's stronger than he even looks. You know, I don't know. Made a catch. I kind of like that guy.
I
See.
mean, if he can by mid-season be able to take the leaps that Chig was able to take on his rookie year,
And then you got two athletic tight ends,
oh my goodness!
Yeah,
which they haven't had in a while.
And then that height,
like ever.
at the
maybe
same
ever.
time,
Not two ever.
yeah.
I mean, it was like Delaney, and who was before him? Crump.
Oh,
Oof.
that's tough.
Aaron Kinney.
Yeah,
That's tough.
who we actually did a cake stand with.
Well, there's a story
Like
there.
that.
We
There
were
is
at
a
the
story
New
there.
England Patriots Titans playoff game in Foxborough when Don got ridiculed by the policeman.
Yeah.
Did it be 49 seconds?
No.
I'm trying to
I
remember. I can't remember. Yeah.
I think
And I
remembered
wasn't
that.
drinking. I was completely sober.
Yeah.
But I just remember a very large guy
Yeah.
going up for a
Okay.
cake stand. I'm like, oh, that's Aaron Kinney.
It might have been me.
Oh, that's the fire chief.
He was so excited that we came to his hometown
He's
or
the
near
best.
his hometown. Yeah, he is the best. You guys want to hear from Brewer?
Yes.
Corey Brewer, cut number 17,
Bo
Seth.
Scaife. Bo Scaife. Sorry.
Oh, Bo Scaife, yeah.
Bo Scaife.
How could
There it
I
is.
forget Bo?
Horns up.
You know what Bo's doing now? I think he's doing like not medical marijuana, but some kind of grow field or something. I think that's what he does now.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Everybody-
literally this second.
everybody
He's doing
mentions
medical
over there.
marijuana.
No. I'm saying he's growing it
Yeah.
and selling it. Yeah.
That's big right now.
I think that's his business now.
Word.
Like legal business. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Aaron Brewer.
It's a different feeling. I'm feeling good, man. I like the new group of guys I'm with. Still keeping contact with my old guys, too, so it's a good feeling.
How hard is it, Aaron, when continuity is such a big part of every offensive line, really starting, with 4 or 5 new guys, how hard is it to build that, do you think?
I don't feel like it's tough because, we are professionals here, and so almost everybody across the line that played before other than Peter, he new here, but we getting them along pretty well, so, it's been good. We've been here since the spring, been bonding, so I feel like we're pretty tight now.
First of all, I'm loving. Give me more country boy players, man. I like the country accent.
He is a country
man.
guy.
That just make me feel at home.
But
That's all.
remember.
Hey, I talked to Roger McCreary today. Speaking of country.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So remember when Taylor DeWan sat in here and did the entire show?
Yeah.
And one of the things that he said was they got to work on Brewer when he gets excited. When he gets excited, you can't really understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because he gets all riled up. And so, that's going to be important on line calls. Like, somebody's going to have to tell him to calm down. Which I thought was funny
Sure
and nothing
did.
I've never really even thought about. But he talked about his relationship with former Titan center Ben Jones.
Oh, yeah, Ben, we on Instagram shooting each other DMs every day, just funny videos, just chopping it up, little stuff, little tips here and there. So, yeah, I'm still talking to my guy.
What's he tell you, and maybe how much impact has he had on your career?
He had a big impact on my career. Just me coming in as a rookie, looking up to him, look how he carried himself, how he, his knowledge of the game. Everybody know Ben Jones was a guru in this football. He could be a coach. So just picking his brain and just he giving me little pointers here about center, like reading defenses and all sort of things like that.
That's the other thing Lawan said. He said Ben Jones knew every player's responsibility on the field.
Yep.
He knew what everybody was. He's like, I'm over here trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm not worried about all these routes.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, now you do need to know like how to block somebody if a quick throw's coming out there or something like that. But he's like, Ben Jones knows everybody's responsibility on the field.
And we got to talk to him a little bit off air. I know he did a Buck show talking about Ben Jones, but got to talk to him off air at SEC Media Day, football week. So
yeah, because he was on with Buck.
Yeah, like the knowledge that he has and is willing to give is unmatched. Like that's the type of vets you need in your franchise that are cool with coming back around, being able to stay in contact. I saw the interaction with him and Kirby Smart, and that automatically lets you know, like, dude, well respected, and that's not coming from a skill guy. You know, you know what it takes for guys in the trenches. So, seeing them build on this, and hopefully Brewer can take that baton and run with it. That'll be huge. That'll be huge because you got to have guys that bring it together, and that's what Lawan alluded to too, man. Having a guy like Ben Jones, he kept everything together, like along with trying to keep himself together. He kept the entire line together. So, renegade guy, man. You got to have those. You got to have those guys.
Titans defensive line, obviously.
That's what I'm interested in.
Good at providing pressure and competitive opportunities, let's say, for opposing offensive lines. Corey Brewer talked about that.
Nah, that's great. As you said, iron sharpens iron. So, like, just being able to compete with the best of the best. Like, Jeffrey Simmons, he one of the top defensive linemen in the league. And I say Arden Key, he up there as well. So, like, just having them guys and us going back and forward, just getting the best out of each other, that's amazing. It's a blessing.
Do you think, like, looking at Arden Key's length and his speed, Simmons' power, then Autry just a blend of everything, Weaver, like, you can go on and on.
Yeah.
Does that really give you an opportunity to just see pretty much everything you're going to encounter this season?
Right. That's exactly what it is. Like, you get to see, you get the power, you get the speed, you get the finesse. Like, you getting best of both ways you see, and everything you're going to see.
Yeah. And that right there is what you want to see going into camp. Like, we were talking about Aaron Brewer. We accidentally said Corey Brewer.
Oh, I said Corey Brewer, yeah.
Yeah,
You did?
I did.
Aaron Brewer.
Cole, we're just rolling today.
Yeah, we are.
Tajay Sharp, Corey Brewer.
I love Corey Brewer.
Hey, at least mine was the same sport.
Same football guy. Yeah. Hey, man, but
Corey Brewer too skinny.
Yeah,
play
way
football.
too. Especially in trenches.
Offensive line.
But this is what you want to see. The iron sharpening iron. Like, there will be no better test outside of the Sundays or Thursdays or Mondays that they have to play a game than going up against a line like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know they're going to get a lot of work in the joint practices, but right there on their own team, man, going against Big Jeff and Danico and all these guys, Arden Key and all these people, man, Harold as hungry as he is to be back, Rashad Weaver taking the next step, man, it's some guys out there. Tierra Tart, the list goes on and on, but it don't get better than that. And that's what I want to see. If you want to see this team fast track along, that's why it was so important that NPF be out there. I don't want to keep talking about the water under the bridge, but gosh, man.
Yeah, that hurts, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to take that next step, dude, you got to be there. And of course, he's dealt with practice and everything, but man, you need him out there to jail for games. But I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see them.
Corey Brewer playing center.
Just a little hooper.
Aziz Al-Shire also talked about, because obviously where he came from, like he played, behind a pretty good front as well. And he talked about it today because he was kind of asked just about exactly what we were saying, the iron sharpens iron kind of thing. But here, you actually have it, Zeph. I think it's track 15.
Yeah, I think, not just the front seven, but even, the back seven, I think the whole defensive unit. But you talk about that D-line, like I told people all the time, like, I've been real blessed. I've been with two really good defensive lines, with San Francisco and now obviously being here. So it really feels the same for me. I don't know anything different, like all the stuff that I'm seeing out there right now is exactly what I was seeing for the last 4 years. So I'm just grateful to be a part of that, which is a part of why I felt like it would be good for me to come here, seeing that from the D-line. So,
hey, man.
There you go.
I'm like,
you are lucky.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Two of them. Dude, Just take the offense away. Let's just talk about the defense. If that right there don't get you exciting as a Titans fan, I don't know what to get your blood going, man.
I know, man. I'm trying
Golly.
to, y'all know I'm in love with watching Arden Key's development and what he can do, but also, having Harold Landry back out there, and he's 11 months out of that ACL, right? So, also, Azeez Al-Shire, too. Yeah. I'm fired up to see what that guy brings. Me too. Because he's going to have an intensity level to him.
And he knows what it means up front, so that means he's ready to roam. If they keep him clean, let's go to work, man.
615-737-1045. More Titans talk next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, maybe you have those terrible interest rates on your credit cards, and it's frustrating because you're like, I'm never going to pay this off because this interest rate's ridiculous. Well, guess what? Loan Pronto can help you do it, and they can help you do it with your home equity, which every single person in this area has some kind of equity in their home. Maybe you want to get cash out and pay off those credit cards or do a home improvement project that you've been thinking about. Loan Pronto has this Equity Express line of credit. You've heard me talk about it. Well, now they can do it even faster. So you can get $50,000, $100,000, sometimes even $200,000 out in as little as 5 days. And the best part about it is that you don't have to touch that primary mortgage. So maybe you have a 3% rate from back when that actually happened. You can keep that intact. Just get the money that you need, pay off the credit cards. And with this program from Loan Pronto, you can access up to 99% of your home's value. Call Loan Pronto for the even faster Equity Express line of credit, 615-499-5780. If you want to go check it out online, loanpronto.com. You can actually get the entire process started there at loanpronto.com. Or give them a call if you want to talk to somebody, 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. I'm talking to my former athletes and people that are just not even athletes, but ready to get back out there and get active. And you're getting a little up in age, or maybe you got some younger people that going through a couple of injuries, and you want them to see how they recover, and you want to get them kind of fast-tracked in it, but you want to use their own body to get them back right. Like, you don't want to have to go through nothing strenuous. Holistic stem cell therapy, man. I'm bringing this to you with Dr. Kellum, KellumStemCellInstitute.com. You got to tap into this. KELLUM StemCellInstitute.com. Let's get the number out the way first. 615-850-4415. I'm diving into this. Why? Because I want to get more active. I want to get out of the, man, I'm sore. I can't get back out there and get to it the next day after working out. No, man, all that's for the birds. I know I had a long planned career, and Dr. Kellum is a former athlete himself and has worked with plenty of people, Boston Celtics, now your own Tennessee Titans. When you talk about a little bit of prevention and, matter of fact, getting back into the game, this is where you want to go with this holistic stem cell therapy. You'll learn more and more about this, where your body heals your own body using its own cells, people. Doesn't get better than that. KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Dive in this. Let's get healthy.
Oh, 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
Hello.
So,
football is here.
Josh Wiley, Babsy, you like him, huh?
I do. I mean, it was a random. I was there one day, right?
Yeah.
It was
but I mean,
something that stood out to me.
I've heard that from peeps that are excited about Josh Wiley
It's a rookie.
from Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Oh, Cincy.
6'6", 248. 615-737-1045. Smokey Ben, it's been a minute. Smokey Ben, what's up?
How you doing, man? Thank you. It's been too long, brother. Too long.
No doubt, dude. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just riding home from work, keeping people safe in this traffic out here. I know Slay and Babs ain't met me, but please tell them I'm not as fat as I sound. I want to talk about the O-line. I mean, everybody knows the center and guard triangles, the most important positions on the O-line. To me, I don't understand why we're not playing the veteran free agents, Dillard and Brumskill, at the guard positions to protect our center just from him being new there. And Tannehill has more mobility than people think, but nobody can play when people's jumping at your crotch. So if you play Skowrinski at left tackle, and I'm very high on Jalen Duncan, I mean, I think if the kid gets reps, he can be a starting right tackle in this league very quick. I play Skowrinski and Duncan. You can help them with formations. You can help them with the tight ends y'all are talking about. If y'all just go into that a little bit, it sounds like I need to give Bo Scape a call, see if I can get a deal on if I buy in bundle. Y'all have a good one.
Smokey Ben.
Appreciate it, man.
Purchase and bundle, huh?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. I see his point in that, but I think when you talk about Duncan, this is what camp is about. You get an opportunity if somebody is out, especially like MPF, you get an opportunity to get out there and show the progressions you can make day in and day out. And they're going to take notice. That's one thing you can't hide on the offensive line. Either you can play or you can't. You know what I'm saying? You got to hold up. So, especially against this D-line. But as far as the other guys, man, playing at guards to kind of protect Brewer, along with protecting Tannehill, it's only so much you can do, man. Like, you got to carry your own weight. You know, you can hide it for a play or scheme it up for a play, but when the tape is out, the tape is out. It's no, hey, man, we got to kind of protect. Brewer got to hold his own. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he understands that, and Vrabel and them understand it too, and they wouldn't entrust him in that position if they didn't think he was going to be able to take a step and move forward with that. So I understand it totally what you're saying, and everybody's going to have an opportunity to show and prove. But, man, you'll love it. I mean, Babs, you saw him out there today. I mean, what did you get to look at the O-line any?
A little bit, yeah.
I can't wait to get out there tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna try to focus on a little bit, especially those tackle spots. I want to see what Duncan looks like too.
I still want Skowronski at left tackle.
You've been on that.
Dude, if they've got problems at left tackle, you may see him there.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, you drafted him in the top 10. He's a tackle, right? Let's go. Sink or swim.
You're also paying a guy $30 million to come play left tackle.
Dillard.
I know, but if he's going to hurt your team, I don't care how much you're paying him.
Scoot him over. Slide, please. Slide to the left. Guess what, though?
Don't be so quick to walk
I
away.
didn't. By the way, somebody said, Don said that O-line looked like garbage. I didn't say that word for word. I did say I am, after one day, there will be concerns, yes.
Yeah. I mean, but
like, we know.
I mean, look who they going against.
That's not like and that is fair. And that is so dumb.
Them dudes, man.
No, that is fair.
Yeah, like that. They present a different type of problem, man.
Well, good. Then
I would hope
maybe that defensive line will make them better.
And there we go. I think we all on the same page with them.
God, why is it so hard to find reliable, good offensive linemen in this league?
Because they're all paid.
Well, it's harder for others than some.
It's locked up. Well, when cuts come down,
No, but
we might
think
be able to
about
find
it.
some.
It's always an issue.
Yeah.
It's always an issue for almost every team.
Yep.
The good
Or
ones
it's
find
an
them.
issue,
That's
and
for
then they
sure.
really
Eagles did all right.
zero in on it.
Yeah.
Kansas
Texans
City.
just locked in their tackles.
The Colts were a
Yep.
debacle for years at that offensive line. I mean, that is basically why Andrew Luck is now heading his book club.
Yeah.
You know? Because it was such a
What a way to put that.
Shiano show on the offensive line.
Now it is in the front
And
office.
now they addressed it and have done now. We can totally get into the rest of the Shiano show that the Colts are because, my gosh, aren't you glad you're not a Colts fan?
Oh, we
today?
will. We will.
Who's glad they're not a Colts fan today?
Yeah, I guess they got when Nathanielisms trickle out into your bloodstream, it's hard to get out.
So even though Matt Ryan's gone, just remnants of his Nathanielism
It's
just
there.
permeating through the locker room.
It is there. It is
It's like
there.
a woven tapestry.
No, the problem is Irsay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He took it over. Give me that Nathaniel hat. I like Nathaniel. Looks like it fits pretty well.
Hey, I did see a funny tweet. Somebody had Dan Snyder passing the baton to Jim
Take this and run with it. Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
It's gonna be fun up in Indy, baby.
Oh, what a debacle. And did you see, I guess
For those that haven't seen, it's a Jonathan Taylor, Jim Irsay thing.
I
love it.
And it is UGLY. They ain't got no alibi.
They ugly.
It is
Hey.
ugly. Well, and then I saw, today their other running back got injured or something.
Broke his arm out 6 weeks.
Zach Moss.
Oh, man.
Telling
You
y'all,
know
man.
Zach Moss was like, dang it, this is my chance.
Yeah. Y'all keep all that up there.
Yep.
Don't bring none of that.
Y'all
down
just
here.
keep that drama
Yep.
rolling. Irsay, you keep talking in the media.
Yes.
Keep it going.
Stay on that bus.
615-737-1045. Randy is up in Hermitage. Randy, what's up?
Thanks for having my call.
Yeah, man.
I am so excited this year for number one. If the offensive line can hold, Tannehill have more time to throw to Hopkins and Bird. It'd open up the running lane for Henry. If the defense is solid, I mean, I can't see no way they can be bad. No way. They're going to win the South, and they're going deep in the playoffs. Just remember what I tell you.
I mean, it all comes down to a couple of things: injuries and offensive line play, which we keep, pounding away at. But that's the reality of the situation.
It's kind of circled right back around to it.
Can you have Tannehill consistently upright?
And can you get him
feel comfortable? That's another thing.
Yeah, get him to
'cause
last.
Remember, you were on the yips.
Mm-hmm. Can you get him to
Which you
last
weren't
by
wrong.
week 8 with NPF coming back in? Because I think we feel a lot better.
What,
Do you
he's
think we
only
have
gone 6 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, but then
it's
they
a
have the
bye
bye,
week.
yeah.
Yeah. So and then they got to work them back in. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, what if they rolling? That's great. But do we feel better talking about this offensive line if MPF is right there?
I say yes, but then the other part of me is like, it's not like MPF is
Was
the second coming on that line or anything.
Yeah. It ain't Conklin right there, nothing like that. Yeah,
I mean,
I know. But experience,
you know
though.
what the difference is? Yeah, experience, and you know what you have in him.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what you have right now.
Yep. So just make
I mean,
it the
they
first couple
probably
weeks.
do. We don't.
No, it's guaranteed. They know. Yeah, we ain't got a clue.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
What are they talking about?
No, they're like, it's a disaster.
615-737-1045.
Just don't tell nobody.
3HL rocking and rolling with some Titans talk. Also, that Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay situation. More on that next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Chimney. I ain't gonna say the chimney. Chimney. How about that, y'all? You want to get some work done? They'll make it right for you. Over 63 years of experience right there, specializing in all aspects of fireplace, chimney service. I'm talking about from inspections all the way to estimates and full rebuilds and repairs also. So if you got your whole little entertainment area outside on the patio and you're thinking like, I want to upgrade a little bit, They do all the masonry work, fire pits, fire bowls, outdoor fireplaces, and kitchens. You want to think about putting that good firewood piece of outside to cook in. That oven right there, you want that? They can make it happen. I can promise you that. 615-364-8987. Get involved right now in the hot summer special before the summer ends and get it done. I'm telling you, it's nothing better than in-season pricing coming. You know it's going to take a tick up, so you need to get involved now. Chimney service, chimney repairs, restorations, all of it. They handle all of the business. Chimney.
Oh, let's talk about internet, shall we? Shall we? Because we all need it. And, back in the day, it was like, you want a video to load, it's going to take you 40 minutes. Or you want to download music illegally on Napster. Guess what? It's going to take you 4 hours for one song. Not anymore. Xfinity 10G network, fastest internet, faster speeds rolling out all the time. And it is internet that can power a house full of devices all at once with ultra low lag. So one person can stream that movie, another play some music, another play video games, and then maybe somebody actually work from home and get things done. It's the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity, where the future starts now. And now through August 6th, new customers can get 200 megabit internet on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $35 a month for 2 years, plus no annual contract required, and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Just go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or just walk in and visit a store today. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with a stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra after promo. Regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds do vary.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. The first padded practice of Training Camp 2023 took place today with the Titans at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park. Head coach Mike Vrabel speaking on the focus on the quarterbacks, including former second-round pick rookie Will Levis, knowing when to layer the football and when to let it rip.
I mean, when he needs to throw it, a little harder, we want him to throw a little harder. When he needs to layer the football, then we want him to layer it and not just layer it for the sake of layering it. There was a ball yesterday where he should have ripped, and he layered, and Trayshawn made a hell of a catch. But I think you kind of have to know when you need to put it on there with some heat and when you need to take a little bit off.
Dramatic week at Colts training camp in Indianapolis. Running back Jonathan Taylor has reportedly requested a trade. The team is now reportedly considering placing Taylor on the non-football injury list, reportedly due to a failed physical. And to make matters worse, running back Zach Moss with a broken arm will be out for at least 6 weeks. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Monday to you. Patsy Davenport is here.
In the building. Let's go.
What'd you think about Will Levis out there today?
Well,
at practice?
geez, you're just going to hit it, huh? There was one throw. It was into practice, red zone. Oh, that was a throw. Touchdown to Reggie Roberson.
Yeah.
I'm like, NFL throw.
Put some nice on it.
I mean, couldn't have been any more perfect.
Yeah.
Roberson has great hands too. Roberson, that's Reggie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then earlier in the practice, there was a throw, and I can't remember who. I was like chatting with somebody while I was watching, which always gets me in trouble. But I was like, throw the damn ball. What are you doing? So then when Vrabel talked about his development after practice and kind of touch and figuring that out, I was like, okay,
makes sense.
I get it. That makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you that throw to Reggie, that was. I'm like, and there you go.
Yeah.
And that's why this is a first round guy. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah. So from what I saw from Levis, great. And yeah, okay.
Solid.
Which is what you would expect from a rookie, right?
Yeah, and that's better. That's better than, I don't feel like we heard really anything about him coming out of OTAs. All of the talk was about Malik Willis. So.
Right.
Anything I get to see positive of Will Levis, I think A1. Let's go. Push ahead. Let's do it.
I thought he looked pretty good today.
Yeah. Well, good. Good for Levis.
So, and then during those same red zone drills, Malik Willis killed the defense with his legs a couple times. And Vrabel talked about that. We have to be better defensively because look at what the quarterbacks do in this league. Mm-hmm. Especially on that part of the field, you have to be ready for that. And obviously Malik Willis has the skill set to make you pay.
Right.
I mean, isn't that going to be one of the more interesting storylines throughout training camp is those two guys? Even though, Ryan Tannehill, all things being equal, is on the field for every offensive play this season, if that's right. If that's the goal. But
if it works out, yeah.
But I do think it'll be interesting to see during preseason games, for those that aren't able to, with those two, and see how they do in live action situations.
So coming in, I would say, let me rephrase that. After the season, I would say Malik doesn't have a chance to, you're done with him, right? Entire trial period's over. Project is done. Project did not work out.
Party over, turn the lights off.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see him keeping 3 now.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Which is what Jim White flipped what he was saying to that.
Mm-hmm.
Keep 3 on the 53.
And just watching him today, you can see how much more comfortable he is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this whole camp shakes out and what else both him and Levis show. But I just wonder if you kind of give that guy some more time.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
615-737-1045. He is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building. Carl ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
Yes, indeed. Titans, baby. Back active. You know what?
Best believe I'm in the building.
I wonder how much chippiness we'll see. You know,
practice?
Yeah.
You talking about practice?
I'm talking about practice, Babs, in the trenches.
Naquan Jones
yeah.
was talking about it today, and he's like, no, there will be 0 punches thrown because you throw a punch, you have to go to the sand pit.
And that ain't nothing nice, especially in heat.
No.
Ooh, that is torture.
He's like, nobody wants to do that.
Yeah,
nobody.
That's how you end that.
Like,
right?
I mean, that goes all the way back to high school. People don't want that.
No.
Yeah, that's how you end that.
Oof. I used to, so Mike Leach always did that. You know, he's one of the ones that kind of started conditioning in the sand. Not started, but you know what I mean. He started putting sand pits everywhere he went. So so he put one in at Mississippi State. They called it Leach Beach. And some of the players would call it Leach.
Yeah.
Touch, please, right? Because it was brutal.
It is, man. It is. It does take the impact off your knees, though, but
yes,
outside of that,
it is torture. It's much better for your legs and your body and your ankles and all of that.
You feel it the next day, though.
But it's
not fun. It's
like
not
these
fun.
beach volleyball players.
Yeah.
Oof.
And see, the only reason I asked that, though, is because I just wonder, after so long of getting drugged around in that heat and being dominated, if this offensive line were to be dominated in practice daily, like at some point you'd be like, hey, man, enough is enough. And then, you know, that defense going to talk.
Big Jeff doesn't stop talking.
See what I'm saying? Like,
there's a certain kind of confidence level with him.
Man, love it. You get fed up at the minute. You be like, man, all right, man, shut up, man, if I hit you in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, hit me. Boom, and there we go. You know what I'm saying?
Does that happen in basketball too?
What?
Yeah.
Preseason.
Like football is such a more physical. I'm not saying basketball is not. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on. Let me walk that back a second.
Remember, it's called the boom boom room for a
but
reason.
But
don't
you
go down there
are
messing around.
physically like in the trenches, touching, pushing, like hand-to-hand combat each other.
Moving,
whereas, moving
yes.
bodies, kind of thing. So I didn't know, but yes, so
no, it does.
It does happen in the boom boom room too.
And training camp it always happens. Training camp, preseason, because you're doing 2 a days. You're outside. You know what I'm saying. Then you go in the gym. The gym is hot. Like you get tired of seeing the same person every day. You know what I'm saying. And then if a person is dragging you and getting the best of you, you get a little frustrated.
They always talk about these joint practices being such a big time in camp where they can stop leaning on each other.
Yep, you need that, man. You need to change the pace.
Speaking of fights, Vrabel brought that up today in terms of handling fights at practice, how the NFL would handle them in a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's lazy. I think it's, that's dumb shit that hurts the team. You get thrown out of a game. And so you throw a punch in the game, they're going to throw you out of the game. New York's going to review it, and they're going to remove you from the game. So we might as well practice those things now, and try to make it an emphasis that go as hard as you want. Don't throw a punch. Don't be the second guy. They're going to see the second guy retaliate and be a 15-yard penalty. So you might as well practice the way we're hopefully going to play.
So I would ask Vrab.
Retaliation always gets you.
Yeah, every single time. Coach, can we push?
Yeah, you just can't throw a punch.
Okay, all right, I'm cool with that. So slap.
That's the conversation?
Yeah.
We're role playing here?
I just need to know.
Make sure it's all
Where's
put
the
out
line?
there.
Yeah, I need to know. You know what I mean?
Where's the line? Because I would like to tiptoe on it.
Right up to it.
Did Travis Kelce cross the line?
Yes. But I told him, and see, that's what I'm talking about, the chippiness. So Travis Kelce, for everybody, caught a pass in the end zone, Caught in practice, they were doing red zone. He caught a pass in the back of the end zone. The safety came along, and tried to punch the ball out after Kelsey had it was a touchdown. The play was over. Kelsey almost was ready to celebrate. He tried to punch the ball out, and Kelsey took offense to it and slapped the crap out of the young man in his helmet. Boom! You know what I'm saying? So
it wasn't a punch. It was an open hand.
Yeah, it was open hand. But I totally get it. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, say you hit my finger, and then my finger broke on some foolishness after the play.
You don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, I get that. I understand Kelsey. And then Kelsey's a vet. That's what vets do. Like, come on, young fella. You hear Savage talk about it all the time, man.
Yeah,
Like,
but Kelsey ain't right there.
Yeah, there's something going on with him, man.
I mean, he's like ultra emotional, competitive.
Tight end you, man.
He's out there.
But that's it, though. The vets.
Andy Reid talked about it. He said it's a waste of time. Because I guess Kelsey has had a couple of brush-ups in practice.
I remember when
maybe I'm wrong there.
Yeah.
I remember when Big Albert Hainsworth there would come a point during camp where he would just, let go.
Yeah.
And then get tossed.
See, some people try to do it.
Yeah.
I ain't saying Al did, but
I'm not either.
Yeah.
There are some that thought that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it gets heated, dude. It's hot, and they're leaning on each other. And you get pissed off when somebody does just a little thing off.
Dog.
You know?
Well, and
where you feel like somebody might be trying to get you a little bit.
Well, and if you're a vet like Kelsey and how much you mean to the team, too, I'd be like, dude, don't be coming at me after the play's over. Don't touch me. Don't.
Be cool.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, be cool.
Like, that's not okay.
Yep, it's not. Absolutely not. And there's always a young guy trying to make the team that's been a preseason hero.
Right.
I feel you got to pick your moments, though, guys.
Did you guys see? I think that it might have recently just came out.
What?
I don't know if it's definitely true, but supposedly, I'm really selling this, aren't I? Man, I'm selling this. I saw somewhere that Joe Burrow was going to be on the quarterback thing. Now I can't find it.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Season 2?
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh. I would be like, inject that in my veins.
I got to finish it, man. I think I'm on episode 4. 3 or 4.
Did you see me make a cameo in episode 2?
Yeah,
Actually, you didn't
at the
see
beginning.
me. You could just hear me.
Yep.
I found it. Dove Kleiman tweeted that he'll appear on season 2.
Okay, Dove Kleiman, who has the most random NFL news always.
Mm-hmm. Well, we like it.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Anyway, yes, please.
Yeah.
Right?
That's gonna be good. Yeah. I want to see behind the scenes of Burrow.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I think that
you like Joe Burrow.
Yep. Like, I love him already. Mm-hmm. I think I'll probably love him even more.
Yeah.
Who are the other two going to be?
Everybody loves Joe Burrow, except for, Titans fans that hate watching him.
Probably Alabama fans. So.
Yeah, maybe Alabama fans. He just has that swagger, man.
It is. It's the.
He doesn't have a great arm necessarily either, but man,
he got something though.
There's something about him.
It's the it factor.
It is the it.
And I hate when people say that, but I'm like, I get it. I get it.
There is
because how do you describe it?
You can't. But outside of saying he has it, because he does. They showed him all weekend for some reason. So like 4 different games on the SEC network I was watching. They were showing LSU. And him that magical run they had, dog. First of all, he had so
trying
many
to get everybody.
Weapons. Yeah,
so many weapons,
dude. And he was delivering. He was delivering, man. So Joe Burrow, and he plays it up well too.
Joey B.
He know people watching. He eats it up. I love it.
Oh, I think he eats it up. My brother looks like him.
He does a little.
Yeah,
he does a little. That's right.
He went as Joe Burrow for Halloween last year. And I'm
funny.
like, dude, you look exactly like him. You should work on that. Like, you should go to Cincinnati and try it.
We will talk a ton of Titans football today, obviously, all week as we roll through training camp. But when we come back, Chris Lowe will jump in, talk some college football. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Twitch, please.
There it is. Hey, y'all, it's hot.
Y'all?
Yeah, all y'all. I'm in my country accent mode today.
Yeah, you are.
Well, it just kind of flows out anyway. But, hey, your AC need to be flowing out because that heat is there. You saw it last week. Yes, temperatures cooled off a little bit. Still hot, though. If your HVAC unit is not running nice and cool, well, you have a problem. You need to hit up Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs, Babson.
Yes, they are. Kevin and the family will take care of you. Family owned and operated. And they mean it, by the way, when they say that, because Kevin opened the doors back in 2011. Now the entire family is this company, and they're awesome. Here's the deal. You know, the big kind of box stores or whatever.
Yeah.
They may be, they can hide behind the company, that reputation or whatever. Kevin and the family doesn't do that because this is their reputation and this is their family at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. So they want to make sure that you're happy.
They're proud, York Certified Comfort Expert Company, and are always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Don't let the summer pass you up, and you don't have no AC. SpringHillAC.com.
Call them.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slade talking a lot of Titans football, the NFL. Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay. The Colts are in a mess.
They are in a mess.
Yeah, they are. Let's talk a little college football. There's some messes going on in that world, too. Chris Lowe joins us from ESPN.com at CeeLo ESPN. Chris, what's up? How are you?
It's great, guys. Good to be with you. You're right, man. College football is almost here.
Yeah.
Like that week 0 game in the 26th of August. Man, it's hard to believe. Just seems like yesterday that Kirby and the Dogs were holding up that trophy for the second straight year. Now we're getting ready to do it again.
Do you think they're going to do it again?
That's what I was going to say. So foreshadowing right here?
Hadn't happened since, what was that date I read? 1934 to 36, the Minnesota Gophers?
Minnesota Golden Gophers. You remember that team, Slay? Back in the 30s?
Mm-hmm. That was right around my area. I want to say they recruited me, brought me in on a visit. I passed.
No, Kirby had a funny line in Nashville. He said, I don't know if that resonates. What happened in the 30s resonate too much with my guys or the Georgia faithful. But no, I think they got a great chance. Everything's got to fall right, as you guys know. We got a new quarterback. Is Carson Beck the guy? I think they'll be fine on defense. And I know they lost a lot of great players, but Kirby and Muschamp and Schumann in that crowd, man, they have racked up the talent. And to their credit, they've developed those guys. Rarely has a guy come in there on defense that's been a 5-star, top 100, top 150 player who hasn't delivered. And, that's not always the case around the country. So defensively, they'll be, to me, every bit as suffocating. Offensively, we'll find out. But, repeating is so hard, and they've got the schedule to repeat because the schedule's not very hard. But, you think back to last year, as good as Georgia was, Marvin Harrison gets hurt in that game against Ohio State. Buckeyes seemingly have that thing in control and a couple plays swing it. Georgia wins. But if they lose that game in the semifinals, then we're probably having a whole different conversation right now. So it really is a fine line between winning a championship and falling short. But if you ask me, Brent, guys, one team you have to pick right now, you had house money, to go out to Vegas or Atlantic City and put it down, it'd be hard for me not to put my money on the Dogs this year.
Chris Lowe at CeeLo ESPN. All right, Colorado, back to the Big 12. How much of an impact does that have on the Pac-12?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Ducks and the Buffaloes play this year. They play in week 4. Did you see what Dan Lanning said today? You didn't see what all the fuss was about them leaving. He says, remind me, what have they won lately? Have they won much of anything?
Shots fired.
I know. Circulate the Buffs locker room the week of that game?
Babs mentioned that before the show, and I said, well, they did win the co-national champions in 1990.
30-some years ago, and won that game, remember, with the
Damn it, Chris.
5 downs? Remember, they took 5 downs to beat, was it Missouri?
Missouri, 5 downs. That's right.
That whole deal, and we've talked about it a lot on your own show. I don't know that the Pac-12 is going to be the Pac-12 or Pac anything here in a couple of years. I just think you're going to continue to see schools leave. I think Arizona's next. What do Washington and Oregon do? I think that's what sort of everybody's keeping their eyes on now. Now, can the Pac-12 go get San Diego State and some other teams? Yeah. But to lose anchors, and Colorado, to Lanning's point, really hasn't done much of anything in football, but they do have Dion now, and he's a name and resonates with a lot of people. You look at all the publicity they've gotten this year. They've gotten more publicity since he became coach than they have in the last decade combined.
Yeah, yep.
It's not even close. But no, I think football in particular, the conferences guys in the next 2-3 years, I don't know that the conferences from a geographical standpoint that we're all used to growing up on college football, I don't think there'll be much of a geographical element to conferences in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's already happening, obviously.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Chris, I know Pac-12 commish has news is out there that apparently he is going to present a TV rights deal to league members here within the next couple of days. What happens there?
Well, I mean, that whole TV rights deal, Dawn, in the Pac-12 has seemingly been going on. It's been off and on now for a month. They had a deal, and they didn't have a deal. We're going to wait and announce it. Oh, by the way, in the interim, Colorado jumps ship. I don't know. Does it help? We'll see. I think more than anything, you look at the Big Ten's deal, Dawn, and you look at the SEC's deal, and it's such a wide gap between their TV deals and everybody else. Can the Pac-12 just even get to the point to where it would be worth some of those teams sticking around? I guess we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the Big Ten is clamoring to add teams right now. And a lot of people say, well, maybe Washington and Oregon will go with SC and UCLA, and the Big Ten will really have the West Coast. Well, I don't know that that's really on their front burner right now. Same as the SEC. You hear all the, well, Florida State's leaving. This is Florida State's last year, Clemson's last year. Listen, Greg Sankey, you guys know him, is always going to listen. He is a very forward-thinking, smart guy. He's always going to listen. He's always going to look ahead. But they're also not sort of beating on those schools' doors right now to add teams with OU and Texas. And I don't believe it's going to be very easy at all for Clemson, Florida State to get out of that grant of rights, which runs through 2036. And if they do, what is it, 140, 150 million that they would owe to get out? I mean, that's a lot of cash, even by today's standards.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Colorado situation is that they didn't have a TV rights deal, so they can leave without paying an exit fee. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing out there, man, but
well, a lot of people don't, Brent. You're not the only one. A lot of people inside the sport that I've talked to, they don't get it. And I cut my teeth on college football in the South just like you guys did. But I also believe, and I believe strongly, that for the sport to really thrive and to really grow and to really be healthy as it's going to be, there needs to be a good representation out west. The USC needs to be good. UCLA needs to be competitive. Oregon and Washington. And granted, those two teams, SC and UCLA, are moving to the Big Ten, but you still, I think, got to have good football out in that part of the country. It can't just be so regional where it's just the SEC and just the Big Ten, because I don't think the sport thrives when it's like that. Now, if you're an SEC fan and you sort of wave the pom-poms and the banner that we've won so many national titles over the last 2 decades, that's all well and good. But I think if you step back and look at it from 1,000 feet away, you need the sport to be good across the country.
Good point.
Yeah, great point. Do you think the Big Ten is thinking that way too, outside of Ohio State and Michigan? Because they got to do something, kind of stay afloat.
Yeah, and I think Penn State. I think James Franklin, Penn State will probably have their best chance this year to sort of crack that top two, that stranglehold sleigh. I think they got a really good team coming back. They like their quarterback. They got 2 outstanding running backs. Their defense should be good. So. And with Luke Fickell moving to Wisconsin has always been one of those teams that have been right up there. I think Fickell, in short order, will have Wisconsin right up there competing for championships. You add USC to the mix in 24, UCLA. No, I think the Big Ten is going to be plenty competitive. And, I mean, the SEC speaks for itself, but not. It really – we talk about the Power Five, in college football. It's really more and more every day becoming the Power Two. And that said, let me shout out to the Big 12, because I think what the Big 12 has done, a lot of people had the Big 12 on life support a year or so ago when it was announced that OU and Texas were leaving. I really like what they've done to go out and get the teams they've gotten. Now they've also added Colorado, and to do it from different parts of the country. They stay there in their footprint. They get Houston. They bring in UCF from Florida, BYU, who for years and years and years, I felt like some conference was going to grab them up because of their football tradition. And then Cincinnati, who was in the playoff 2 years ago. So I think the Big 12 has bounced back rather nicely from where they were a year ago.
Chris Lowe with us on 3HL. It's interesting how you were kind of taking a look at the health of college football from a geographic standpoint. And that reminded me of part of our conversation with Bill Hancock, the executive director of the College Football Playoff at SEC Media Days, where he said there are some things that we can do better as a sport geographically. Now, he was talking about how healthy it is, and we were talking about can you believe how far college football has come and its popularity and all those things. And he said what you said, like geographically we can do better. And he mentioned the Northeast. He said we need to be better in the Northeast. And I hadn't thought about that in those kinds of terms because I get so into the SEC and the Big Ten and the ACC and the Big 12 that it really could become a healthier product by getting geographically better, I guess.
Yeah. And, in addition to the West Coast, and that's not to say that they've been – I'll give you an example. I think this year, I think the Pac-12 has a chance to be as balanced as it's been in a long time. You got some really good teams out there. SC is going to be good. I think Washington and Oregon both will be good. Utah, all Whittingham does is just win. And over again, and people forget about Utah. So I think they're going to be – Oregon State's got a chance to have its best team in a long time. But to Bill's point about the Northeast, I mean, you think back, way back, I'm showing my age, you had those Doug Flutie BC teams that were really, really good. Syracuse had it going. And, 98, when Tennessee won the national title, they beat Syracuse that very first game of the season. And that Syracuse team was loaded. Donovan McNabb, they had the big pass rusher. So, yes, he's right. Whether it's, BC, Syracuse, it's going to be interesting to see what UConn does. Can UConn sort of bounce back a little bit under Jim Mora and get back to being competitive? Because that's a school that had a pocket of success a decade or so ago.
Yeah, and I think the broader point that he was trying to make was I think with all of the population in the Northeast, right? And it's such an NFL-driven region of this country. Can college football? I think for example, James Franklin this year has his deepest team. And how good could Penn State be? How much could they draw out of maybe the New York market or somebody, I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting point with all that population up there.
Now, Penn State's critical. When you start talking about the Northeast, and for all those years when Paterno was there, they were sort of the Northeastern team. That was the power house in the Northeast was Penn State and the Nittany Lions. And I think James would be the first to tell you that this will be his deepest team. Maybe it's probably his most talented team or one of the most talented teams since he's been there. So this is a big year to see if they can make that jump. But I think in general, Bill's right on. I think across, as cool as it's been to see the SEC dominate for someone who's grown up most of their life in the SEC footprint, I don't know that that's necessarily good for the overall health of the sport. If it's going to continue to grow, and because if you guys go up to LA on a Saturday and compare to, say, Atlanta or Birmingham or Jacksonville, Florida, or Nashville, Tennessee, there's just not that passion for college football. And part of it is neither one of those teams have been good for a long time.
Yeah.
You go to a UCLA game, some of those pictures last year, guys, I don't know if you saw those pictures of the UCLA game on a Saturday from above the Rose Bowl, and that's a massive stadium. I don't know if you guys have been there. When it's full, it's awesome. But some of those pictures from above, there might have been, 18 or 20,000 people in the stands, maybe.
So hard to get there.
Yeah, I had a friend that went to the Tennessee UCLA game several years ago, and he came back and one of his takeaways was anywhere you went in LA, you had no idea it was a college football weekend.
Zero. I went one year. This has been several years back. I went one year. Washington and UCLA played on a Friday night, which that in itself is a nightmare. Because think about LA traffic on Friday. You're trying to get to the Rose Bowl for a 6:00 game, local time. And the traffic is just brutal anyway. And they're trying to get through to Westwood. And then USC played Stanford on Saturday, the next day, at the Coliseum. So sort of a doubleheader. And it just wasn't the environment. That Stanford was really good that year under David Shaw, so the environment with the Coliseum was better. But I just imagined if you'd have had that same type of deal, let's say Alabama would have been playing, Florida on a Friday night in Tuscaloosa, and then Auburn would have been playing Georgia or Tennessee on a Saturday there in Auburn. You know what that doubleheader would be like and how many people would be there, just what a party would be at both places.
Yep.
It's just not like that. There's too many other things to do. There's so many people out there, and college football is just not a happening the way it is in the South and in the Midwest, Columbus, Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's just not that way out on the West Coast in LA.
Yeah, absolutely. Football weekend starts on Thursdays.
That's right.
Around here. I'm just saying.
I mean, you go to Knoxville on anywhere in the SEC. Like
Anywhere.
the RVs start piling up in parking lots like on Wednesday.
Yep. It's serious.
Well, I don't know about your time at Knoxville. My football weekend started for me on Tuesday night when they had 4 for 1 at Gabby's here on the strip. Started on Tuesday.
Hey, man, I had practice, CeeLo. I'm professional.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I frequent the strip during that time. Just saying.
Oh, nobody ever saw you on the strip.
They sure didn't. Yeah, camera phones wasn't all the way popping yet. So
Thank
good
goodness.
Thing. Good thing.
You probably wouldn't be Ron Slay if they were.
You'll probably be another Ron Slay.
Yeah. So Ron Slay in the social media
Before we
age.
go, though, Brent, to your point, though, about football in the South, I mean, Nashville's a great example of this. And you guys probably on a Saturday can go to any one of all these great places in Nashville, and there's such a melting pot of SEC fans.
Yep.
I mean, Auburn could be playing in Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia and Ole Miss, and you've got groups of fans, I guarantee you, in all these sports bars watching every one of those games. It's just not like that out west.
Yeah, it's not. I actually had to stumble up on a USC tailgate and walked around the corner and there was tailgate. I was like, dang, when I lived out there, like, dang, USC play today? That's like that doesn't that don't happen. Like everything shuts down for sports in general. Like you know about it down here in the South. So yeah, spot on, CeeLo. Appreciate that, brother.
Well, and Dawn's point too is to get, if you're a UCLA student and to get from Westwood over to the Rose Bowl is like basically going from Nashville to Cookeville. It takes that long. You know, it just takes forever.
It's a great point.
And everything.
And you don't even know if it's going to take you that long. Like you have no idea what traffic is going to be. You know, it could take you an hour. It could take you 3. Like you just don't know. So if you're talking about an early game, I mean,
brutal.
Chris,
I can't see how they get people there.
Appreciate the discussion. Colleges hit the practice field this week, so we'll have a lot to talk about next week.
Yay.
You bet. See you guys.
All right.
Thanks,
see ya.
CeeLo.
Tennessee hits the field tomorrow? Or Wednesday. Wednesday, yeah. More Titans talk. You're going to hear from Mike Vrabel, Aziz Al-Shire, Aaron Brewer, all coming up before the end of the show. We want you in here. No more guests, just you. 615-737-1045.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. And I had a little conversation with a couple of my reps over at Superbook Sports. Football season right around the corner, and now is the time to place your preseason bets with Superbook in Tennessee. They are the most trusted name in Vegas, and now you can use the promo code SLAY. Listen up, people. SLAY, SLAY, to score up to $250 with their first bet bonus. Win or lose, they will match your first bet up to $250 with the promo code SLAY. Now, you just get on there and you use any other promo code, you'll be out of luck. But you use SLAY, let's get some money. Tennessee, will they win the division this year? Who's your pick for MVP? Which team will win it all in February? Yeah, you got an opportunity to get in on it. Don't sit on the sidelines. Win money this season with Superbook Sports. I know I am. Download the Superbook Sports Tennessee app or visit superbook.com to place your wager today. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
I speak it fluently, Babsy. I speak sarcasm fluently. So do you.
Yes, you do.
So do you.
Yes, I do.
Jaguar, it doesn't take 3 hours to get from UCLA to the Rose Bowl ever.
Am I wrong if I say duh?
It was sarcasm.
Like, we know.
Like,
we know.
the point was you never know what the traffic's going to be there.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you don't, it's
embellishing a
harder
little bit.
to plan for that trip because it's not like you know for sure for the most part. If you go from South Nashville to Nashville at a certain time of day, you know what it's going to
Yep.
be. It's not necessarily that.
Like, to your point, I lived there, so the beach was 6 miles from my condo in the Palazzo. It said it was going to take 45 minutes. It ended up taking an hour and 15.
Oh my
6
gosh,
miles.
you just need to walk it.
And that's what I said. We should have just walked. But that was at that time. That's when LA was going through that heat wave, like what we just experienced just a minute ago. It was, but now and they never have heat like that out there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was different. So had to drive. But
Yeah, there was no walk in that.
Yeah, but to your point though, it's unpredictable, man. Like it is unpredictable.
My brother lived out there for 7 years. Like, I mean, and when he would have auditions in certain areas, you know, it would be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get there like 3 hours early because I just don't know.
Yep. Like it was times like we would before we moved there, like we was in outside it, we would just go and get a room and just be like, man, we're just gonna stay here. Because it's gonna be dumb to drive back. Like that's gonna be stupid to drive back. So yeah. Nope.
Anyway, that was my point.
Thanks for
sorry
readdressing.
Jaguar.
615-737-1045, 3HL, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. The Evan and Bank chat is wide open. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Vrabel said he gave the guys a project.
What's the project?
So they put the pads on today. Babs, you were there. He said he had a game plan. He was giving the guys a game plan and then going
a mock game plan.
Mock game plan, and then gonna see about the retention level today or tomorrow.
That's interesting.
Did you want to hear that audio again?
No, I was just asking Babs.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to play the audio.
Do you want me to lead into the audio, Babs?
I thought you were. Sorry.
All right. Yes, Zeph. We'd love to hear Vrabel talk about that.
Sorry, Zeph. I thought you were just going to hit play.
No, that was my fault. Now we'll hit play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's lazy. I think it's
nope, that's not the right one.
That's dumb dish that hurts the team. You know, you get thrown out of the game.
That's fine.
So throw a punch in the game.
I do like this cut.
That's not the right one, Zeph.
Review it.
Okay, but that is funny that we're like he's giving them a mini game plan and he's like, yeah, that's lazy, that's dumb, Shiano, that hurts the team.
Let's go with cut 5 on Tuesday's practice. The importance of tomorrow.
Continue to move through with the installation. You know, tomorrow we'll start to, we'll give them a script tonight. And understand that, give them a game plan, like a mock game plan, like, okay, this is what we're going to have up. We've got 5 days in installation. Not all those plays will be up. Go home, study these plays. These are the plays in the first and second down, different personnel. So this will be our third down package. And starting to understand that and see how they respond tomorrow to not having a script and looking at it in the morning and knowing, oh, I got this play. I'm lining up here. I think this is going to be a huge day for us that we had today, which was great, and then tomorrow, taking that next step of going out and just playing the game, coming from the sideline. That's what we'll probably do tonight, and then obviously moving on to the other situations later in the week.
Mm-hmm. The coaches can't wait to kind of identify what's going on there.
Yeah,
with some of the guys. Who does well, who doesn't. You were talking about Will Levis and a touchdown pass that he delivered today that was very impressive. Here is cut 1, Zeph. Mike Vrabel talking about how Will Levis looked today.
I thought there were some good balls. I thought there were some good decisions down in the red zone. I thought he delivered the ball with some accuracy, tried to push it down the field, and work the concepts that we had going in today just in the red zone. So, take it day by day. There's going to be some good days. There's going to be some bad days, and learn from them and keep progressing. But I thought, offensively, at least from the quarterback position, we got, some pretty good work today. They were able to extend some plays or, take off and run in the red zone, which, we have to be great at defensively as these quarterbacks that we play against are athletic. And, the reward for taking off in a red zone is a touchdown. So, we have to be great on our rush lanes and be able to affect the quarterback, but, not give up lanes where Malik took off today and Ryan took off once too.
Tight spaces of the red zone, maybe favorable for his quick release, Wills?
I hope that the accuracy and the decision making, being on time, and then certainly the release anytime that you can, get rid of the football and make it accurate, that's always going to help.
Probably true when talking about quarterbacks.
There was a perfect example of how you were like, "Oh, was Vrabel candid today?" I'm like, "Meh."
Yeah, a little bit sometimes.
I mean, you still got that answer, which was,
Well, let's get more of that. Mike Vrabel talking about Will Levis's touch on the ball while throwing.
This was interesting.
When he needs to throw it, a little harder, we want him to throw a little harder. When he needs to layer the football, then we want him to layer it and not just layer it for the sake of layering it. There was a ball yesterday where he should have ripped, and he layered, and Trayshawn made a hell of a catch. But, I don't think I think you kind of have to know when you need to put it on there with some heat and when you need to take a little bit off.
So basically, he still kind of needs to figure out when to do each.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's still working through the touch part of it. But it isn't part of that, and isn't part of that getting to know your receivers and understanding situations too?
I think also understanding the offense better so you don't lock up mentally.
Right.
Where you're playing free. Because I think when you're locked up a little bit, wondering where you're supposed to go with the football, then boom.
Yeah.
As opposed to understanding it, watching it, the play develop, and then layering the pass or throwing it hard, whatever.
Yeah.
Spot on. Add to that speed of the game.
Yep.
Like you think it's open. I think that's where the hesitation comes from a lot. You think it's open and you like, that's the hesitation. Boom, that's a sack.
Once you hesitate.
Yeah, it's over. Or
number one, you get sacked, or number two, it ain't opening.
Yep.
Well, and let's think about Levis too. And this is obviously a deeper dive, but what had all the knocks been on for the last 6 months? What have all the knocks on him been? You look at what a terrible year he had last year at Kentucky and the interceptions and super aggressive throwing balls maybe he shouldn't be throwing, stuff like that. So, I mean, that can kind of affect it too when you're looking to kind of fix something,
Agreed.
It's interesting. What did Mike Vrabel think about watching Malik Willis and Will Levis compete? We'll talk about that when we come back, see what Vrabel had to say there. And we'll go from there. 3HL talking Titans football training camp underway. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Big Slay and Babsy here. Well, Babsy's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't want to think. Anyway. Fact versus myth about generators. Going all the days of
Why don't you just talk about generators,
I think
Slay?
that'll help.
Stop overthinking it, Levis.
I know, exactly. Just go. Going on the days of struggling in the dark. Those old clunky siren loud pieces of equipment with gas fumes coming out. Not no more, people. Today's Generac home standby generators are sleek, quiet, and run off of natural gas. So when the lights go out, they immediately kick on to keep you and the family safe, Babs.
Yes, and oh my gosh, there is a whole lot of families that needed this on Saturday in our area. All the lights in South Nashville in that area were out and done. So hopefully you called our good friends at Cove Generators for a free consultation on a new Generac home standby generator. They're a family-run business. They're the experts in what they do. They offer service and repair on all brands of residential and industrial generators, so you can be prepared for that next power outage. Cove Generators, that's who you need to call. It's covegenerators.com. Never lose power again. Give them a call, 931-559-3311.
Stay connected through it all.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. The first padded practice of training camp 2023 took place today with the Titans at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park. Head coach Mike Vrabel speaking on the focus on the quarterbacks, including former second-round pick rookie Will Levis, knowing when to layer the football and when to let it rip.
I mean, when he needs to throw it, a little harder, we want him to throw a little harder. When he needs to layer the football, then we want him to layer it and not just layer it for the sake of layering it. There was a ball yesterday where he should have ripped, and he layered, and Trayshawn made a hell of a catch. But I think you kind of have to know when you need to put it on there with some heat and when you need to take a little bit off.
Dramatic week at Colts training camp in Indianapolis. Running back Jonathan Taylor has reportedly requested a trade. The team is now reportedly considering placing Taylor on the non-football injury list, reportedly due to a failed physical. And to make matters worse, running back Zach Moss with a broken arm will be out for at least 6 weeks. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. 104.5 The Zone. Monday edition.
Party edition. Titan edition.
I mean,
all editions.
All the college football is about to start up, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's on.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Yes.
It is. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. 5 o'clock hour is upon us. Phone lines are wide open if you want to talk football. 615-737-1045, NFL college. Any direction you want to go there. The Titans will play in Chicago against the Bears in less than 2 weeks. It's a week from Saturday.
Is that a Hall of Fame game?
Hall of Fame games this weekend.
Is it?
Yep.
Golly. Come on, Slay. You got to get it together, boy. You got to get it together.
That was the best response ever. That was the most Slay-like response ever.
Slay's had a day.
Mm-hmm.
Slay's had a. You know what? This all started with your birthday.
I've been on a run.
He's been on like just a pure celebration since his birthday.
I've been on a run.
And it's just been nonstop.
Yeah, enough is enough. I'm done.
I'm out.
Time to get some work done.
I mean, it's that time of year.
It is that time of year.
Oh, man. That is so funny. 615-737-1045. Follow us on Twitter at 3HL1045, on Instagram at 3HL. Dawn Davenport has pink headphones on today.
I have pink. That's bug. That's bug. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Her mic cover is pink also. Does that mean you're going to see Barbie? Have you seen it yet?
No.
I'm shocked that you haven't.
I don't know.
You weren't really with that phase?
I guess I was way back in the day. You guys know I don't care about movies.
This is
I
true.
don't ever go.
Well, you
I
see
can't tell
weird
you
ones,
the
though.
last time I. Do you know what? The last
See,
time
you
I
say
was,
stuff like this, and then you hit us with like a Deuce Bigelow quote.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
Well, Dawn, a movie you need to see is Oppenheimer. I went last night. Phenomenal.
Okay, I've heard. My husband really wants to see that.
Slay,
I told him to go without.
Listen, Slay slept all the way
It
through
was
that until
good?
they started building the atomic bomb.
As soon as I heard it go
Spoiler
off,
alert.
I was up.
Oh, and you look, you got to go see it in the theater. I was talking to Smiley about it because the entire theater shakes.
Yeah, it's the RPX. You need
That's
to go
what
to the RPX
woke Slay
You
up.
need to go. Is that the one at Opry Mills or something?
They
You
got
have
one
to
at
go
Opry
watch
Mills.
it
They got
there.
one at
Yeah.
100 Oaks, too. Yeah.
Yeah. So my stepson is like big, I don't know, he's like audio visual effect major at MTSU. So he's like, Dawn, they shot this on and this, you have to see it at this theater to see it in this way. And I'm like, okay, great. Like,
I'm not
I
going.
don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
not even going.
I'm never going. I told Mr. Babs to go by
She
himself.
said I'm never going.
Yeah.
I'm going to start taking Mr. Babs with me to the movie.
You should. It would make it his life. So I was thinking about it. If he could find somebody to go to movies with.
That's me.
Like, yeah, he'd be
We're
all
going.
about it. Because the 11-year-old can't see everything,
Yeah.
right? So
Tell LeRon it.
the last movie that I went to, Ron wants to see everything.
See it.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, but he's way into that. I think he's going to be like a director or something. One
He
day.
will be a director.
Yeah. The last movie I saw in the theater, and y'all are going to laugh at me, I think was Sex and the City.
Dang, Babs.
I know. And the only reason was because it was this big ordeal. Like everybody got dressed up in their heels and their Cosmos and whatever else. And we made a whole big day of it and went to the movie, which I guess is what people are doing for Barbie.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing.
And guess
they're
what?
getting all dressed up and everything.
I will say they did say it's so many different stories in it and gems.
Sex and the City 2 came out in 2010.
Dude, Babs is crazy.
No, it was one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 2008.
Yeah, it was one.
Take it back a couple years.
I was in Richmond, Virginia.
That's 2 years before 3HL even hit the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one I've seen. Yeah.
But that's the same thing, though. Like and then they say it's more for adults, honestly, than kids because of the messages.
Oh, yeah. I heard that it's definitely not a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you can't make a Barbie movie and not make it a kid's
And
movie.
all the kids are going to see it.
Oh, Lord.
Like, they dressing up. There's so many people in pink still. Right now.
The city is ensconced in pink.
I could wear my headphones and be Barbie radio person.
Radio Barbie.
Yeah, radio Barbie. There you go.
Funniest part was seeing all those people trying to fit in that box they have.
The box so
outside.
tiny, yeah.
Oh, is it tiny?
I mean,
it's small. It's
It's
for like
one
kids.
person supposed to be in it. They were getting like 5 or 6 people in there.
What box are you talking about?
The Barbie box.
You know, take a picture of, like Barbie come in, the box.
Yeah, it's like Barbie comes in the box and you can see
You can
it.
take a picture in the box?
Yeah.
Huh.
Put your name in the
Put
box.
yourself in the box.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's what they're doing. Babsy was at practice today. We'll talk about that in just a second. Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. Titans have started.
Starting no roof protocol. Engaging no roof protocol.
Okay.
This show ain't got no roof.
Ever.
In T-3, 2, 1. Welcome Ronald Sylvester Slay.
Hey, that would be all right.
I like it.
What up, Slay Dog?
Man, a lot. I'm ready for football. Let me tell you one thing, man. I talked about it on Friday. I was so disappointed going into the weekend. The boxing fight with Spence versus Bud Crawford.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Earl Spence, I got nothing but love for him. Undefeated fighter coming in. This was a welterweight division. Man, that young man is skilled. What Bud Crawford did to him is probably illegal in about 40 states. It just wasn't illegal in Vegas, though.
Just 40.
Yeah, just 40. The other ones we only ended up in the air. This man here, and he spared them. Like this match could have been over by the 4th round. He knocked him down 3 times. Spence Jr., who is a electric boxer. Bud Crawford, man, he dissected that man. Like you would do in class against the little frogs and the little pigs.
Against the little frogs.
Yeah.
Frogs losing that battle.
Yeah, they are. And that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Like, man.
It gets messy, too. It's not like a doctor's going in there on that frog.
He got messy. He beat that man unmercifully, man. I'm telling you. Like, it was plenty of times that he could have put him out, and it was like, you know what? I ain't going to dog him like that. And he stretched the fight out, I think more so for the people that came, and you knew a lot of people bought the fight because it was a big build-up for it. Not like I think it should have been, but it was people were anticipating this. It's a rematch clause in the contract. If the rematch happens, Spence must first go beat somebody very, very badly because I don't think anybody going to buy it. It's going to be tough. They sold it out. It was real good crowd. It's just, dog, he punished that man.
I watched the Poirier UFC 291. Is it Geisha? How you pronounce it? Geisha?
Oh, you know.
How you pronounce that guy? Dude, you want to talk about catching a guy?
And Poirier good. Vet.
He hit him with like a right to the left eye and came right behind it with like a round kick to the back of his head.
They got some different strikes.
And, dude, he was out. And he hit the ground, and his head bounced off the canvas. And dude got another shot into his face before the ref got in there. And Poirier, I'm looking at a quote, I got hit by a shot I didn't see.
Yeah.
And it's funny, those guys, because he was so respectful to the guy that won, Geisha, after the fight. It basically like, hey, man, you caught me. That was a good one, man.
I guess that's why.
You got to see that highlight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess that's why I was thinking maybe
Plus, I
it'd be a
bet
little
on him.
chippiness in the Titans preseason camp. And
That's why your mind was on that.
yeah, like, come on,
I
man.
mean, they're going to
Fight
get
time.
Yeah, it is, right? Like, we're getting there.
Well, and once you joint practices come too, that's when it gets really chippy.
See, that's why I need to lay
does,
down.
but
energy is always high because you're hitting somebody other than your own team.
And there are sparks that fly, but rarely in those situations have I seen like just roundhouse shots being thrown.
No,
because
not to that level.
Coaches get pissed about that because they have a certain amount of reps they want to get in those situations.
But we have seen a bunch of scuffles during joint practices.
Last year, at the end of the Tampa Bay camp that they had here, what's the running back? Leonard Fournette.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Fournette, yeah.
Yep. And
there was another one. I can't remember the team that was in here, but remember Brett Kern was off to the side, so they were working on like punt return and gunner work, and so they would snap the ball, but then Kern would be on the side, so he's not on the field, so he doesn't get hit or whatever. And so he would take the snap on the side and then kick it. Well, one of the gunners came over and like ran right up on him. And some of the Titans players were like, no.
Really?
Yeah, and that led to something.
I like it.
So I was like, Brett Kern led to a scuffle.
Ain't nothing like coming to your teammates' aid, man. That's fun.
Especially the punter.
Yeah. Like, why you got to be running way over there?
Leave him alone, man.
Come on, man.
Pro Bowl punter, too. Don't be messing with that guy.
Listen, he's just over here with his special shoe. What are you doing?
He's not bothering you.
He ain't bothering you.
You don't even know he's there. 615-737-1045. Buffalo next up on 3HL. What's up, Buffalo?
Well, y'all caught me down in the holler. Can you hear me okay?
We got you.
Got you, baby.
10-4. Just a couple of things. Malik Willis, it would seem like he should be like playing for his survival right now. I'm not sure if he is playing for his survival, but when the Titans hired another quarterback right after they hired him, because they didn't really know what they had with him, and I understand that training camp has gone good and, everything's good, but he seems like he should be like trying to survive right now. And on the other front, we have Nashville SC, who has 5 home games left coming up, and it looks like we could possibly be in the playoffs with the Nashville SC. So I appreciate y'all taking my call. I have arrived at my destination. Thank you.
He's out of the holler.
Thank you, Buffalo.
What does holler mean?
I don't know.
Like
I thought it was a cave.
Yeah, it's like a country term for like, I guess dip, lack of better.
Oh,
right?
I
Like
just say
like a wooded area or like
I'm in a bad surface area.
down around a lake or something like that. I might be butchering this too. I'm a bad Southerner, I guess.
Good job. That's cool.
Holler.
But down in the holler.
So is
I've said I'll holler.
that's
That's the holler.
That's what we done. All right. I'll let you.
Holla.
Holla.
So I don't really know if Buffalo was saying, was saying that he doesn't look like he's trying to survive, because I actually thought he looked pretty decent out there.
I mean, the head coach keeps raving about it.
Yeah.
And so
I think you can visually see the progression, and I've seen one day of him.
Right.
And the 2 times that he took off, I think maybe one of them he probably should have thrown the ball, but the other one was an easy touchdown, and that was on the defense. That was on the Titans defense in that red zone drill. That they should have stopped him.
Yeah.
So when he was saying is he trying to survive? Like, I think he's worked his butt off. I think visually he looks different already.
I think
that's one day.
That's why we're to this point though.
Right.
Because coming out, I think yours said it earlier, coming out of that season at the end, or maybe it was a caller, coming out of the season at the end, you would have thought that this is a shut and done case.
I would have been done with him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has fought. And then you still hear about.
And progress.
You hear about him coming out of OTAs. You hear about him against Will Levis. Will Levis fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? To try to crack the depth chart moving up on it. So you got a healthy competition going on, and I think it's led by what Malik has done.
Yep,
so.
who will number 2 work for? 615-737-1045 at the RHL 1045. More from Aziz Al-Shire, the linebacker, next to RHL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening? Babsy said it. Twitch, please. Hey, man, Awaken 180. I'm in the maintenance part of the program. And my journey, yes, indeed, I am working good food. No, let me stop right there. That's false. I am working the foods that I missed to back in to my style of eating that I have adopted, and it's worked really, really well with me. You can do the same thing. You got to get to... Excuse me, everyone. I apologize for that little burp. But you got to work your way into it as well, man. You got to start with Awaken180weightloss.com. Hit them up, get your free consultation, and see just what just has to be done for you to get on your track. When you lose some weight, that's what you want to do. You want to do it for the inflammation in your knees, or you just want to do it for health, or you just want to do it to look good. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. 844-346-1800. That's who you need to call. Dropped 22 pounds in my first 4 weeks, 45 overall, and whoa, sexy is back. Make sure you go get sexy too. You can with Awaken180weightloss.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
Yeah.
We're going to get to this Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay thing. Ian Rappaport had some interesting perspective on
The
this.
Colts are a mess.
I like to make an announcement, but before you ever get to it, though, but go ahead.
Before we get to it?
Yep. So
Okay.
go
Remind
ahead.
me. 615-737-1045. At 3HL 1045, talking NFL and college football. Jeff in Smyrna. Jeff, what's up?
Hey, just wanted to get y'all's opinion on Florida State and Jordan Travis this year. I think they are going to surprise a lot of people.
Slay and I were talking about that last week, Jeff, I think on Friday. And I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Jordan Travis is one of those quarterbacks that we're all going to be watching this year. Very, very talented dude at Florida State. And
he's in year 6.
Yeah.
Is he?
I mean, like, yes. This is his 6th year. Like, dude gets it now.
He better.
But seriously, he and Norvell with what Norvell
Yeah.
has
Norvell's
done
doing a
there.
great
Oh
job.
my gosh. After some really rough years too. And they have so many first of all, they went to the transfer portal and shored up their offensive line and got some transfers in from that standpoint. Norvell, you remember his time at Memphis, like that RPO game, which plays perfectly into Jordan Travis and what he does. Like, get that guy one-on-one with somebody with still the option to throw, and you're dead. I mean, there's not a lot you can do. And then I think, don't they have their running back, too. They're almost 1,000-yard rusher back.
Oh, yeah. And just, by the way, I got no love for Jimbo Fisher.
I imagine.
He as far as I'm concerned, I hope he don't do no good nowhere. He left us in a lurch. I'm telling you, it was bad.
Well, it's a big year for Jimbo. There's no doubt. And he's got a coach in waiting that was hired as offensive coordinator, so he better win.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate the phone call.
Yes.
Love it.
The only thing I'll disagree with him on is that I don't think Florida State's going to surprise anybody because I think people
everybody
know
knows.
Not this year.
how good. I mean, and look at their wins last year, too. Like, they beat Clemson.
LSU. They had LSU.
No, they beat them.
They did beat LSU. They did. Yeah.
Which you can just scratch that. That was the first one of the year.
First game of the year.
God,
Came
that
down
was
the
a
wire.
Great game, though.
That was a heck of a way
Great
to
game.
start the year.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they beat Oklahoma, right? NC State. I know. Oh, they lost to Wake Forest. I remember that one.
Well, Wake Forest was pretty good.
I don't
Hartman. Here are just a little background statistically with Jordan Travis. He's 6'1", 212, sixth year. Completed 64% of his passes last year, 3,214 yards, 24 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
So
I think Florida State defensively had an issue taking the ball away. I don't think they did that very well. But, I mean, I think they have a lot of guys back on that side of the ball, too.
Yep.
I mean, this is really, like, what a perfect example if they have a good year of when a coach walks into an absolute Shiana show, you have to give them time to get their players in, to get their system going, all of that. Because I know there were a lot of FSU fans that were done with Norvell, 2 years ago. And look what he has now, and look what he's developed and kind of grown and fixed. And like I said, that Norvell offense, I watched it a lot of times at Memphis and what they were able to do. And you put a guy like Jordan Travis with his dual threat ability on there and RPO game and all that, I think they're going to be really good this year, especially with what Jordan Travis did last year as far as development. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at one poll right here. They're ranked 7th. So,
yeah. I don't think they're going to surprise a lot of people because people expect for them to be really good.
Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay over the weekend. Jonathan Taylor is the Colts running back, one of the best running backs in football.
Drama.
And
hold up,
you've got an announcement.
He has an announcement before.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just want you to know, if you look out your window, if you're driving, just look to the right. If you're on the left side, just look out the rear view. It don't matter. Just look out a window. If you're in the office building, just look out off into the distance. Now, if you see like something furry, I know it's a haze. It's a haze, though. So if you see something furry in the
hollow.
Yeah, it's in the hollow.
Holler.
Exactly.
In the hollow.
In the hollow.
Yeah.
Holler.
Yeah, that's right there in the valley between two mountains or something like that.
Yeah.
I think my reps hit me up. But if you see that, if you look real close, and you got to squint because it's off in the distance, it's running. That right there, people, is Nathaniel. And he's running, and he's been on the loose. He's been trying to find a home. He thought his residency was up. But they called and they said, we want you back. So Nathaniel has arrived again right up in Indianapolis. I don't want nobody to be alarmed. Everybody just be cool, be calm. Everything is going to be taken care of. Ursay and company, they taken him back in. He is welcome home with open arms. Nathaniel has arrived in Indianapolis once again, people.
Nathaniel!
Yes, and Ursay will not let him go. I saw him on the private plane. They say he's now on the tour bus next to practice, sitting there with his feet kicked up, waiting to do Nathaniel-like things. You may commence with your story. Just wanted the people to know that.
There you go. The people now know. So Jonathan Taylor allegedly requested a trade. Now the Colts are threatening to put him on the NFI list. And then the next guy up, running back Zach Moss, broken arm today.
This ain't funny, but boy, this is funny.
I know, like you don't want to laugh at somebody that gets injured because bless
it's not
his heart,
that you're laughing at the situation.
Yeah, you're laughing at this. Is your star running back does this, and then on the Monday after the weekend, where all this comes out on social media, then all of a sudden your next guy up breaks his arm.
Nathaniel aroma is in the air.
I mean, the Colts are a debacle. And then did you see Anthony Richardson had to have like septum surgery?
Oh, man. I had a friend, I had a friend that had that and said it was the worst thing ever.
Really?
Yes.
Supposed to open up.
But it's like pretty quick though, right? It's quick and easy.
I'm just telling you what he said. Now, this was a while ago. Maybe they've gotten like other things. Maybe they've gotten better at it.
I would hope.
Still going to be down by the week.
This is
Why didn't he have that before?
Right.
What is it, like, it's hot out and I can't breathe now? Now I have to have it? Hello, camp just started. You should have had it.
Well, you came from
after
Gainesville.
You got drafted.
Nathaniel's back.
I mean, you went north. All right, Ian Rappaport's got some background on this.
That was a crazy scene in Indianapolis a couple days ago. Jonathan Taylor officially requesting a trade after meeting with owner Jim Irsay. Actually, the trade request had come a couple days before. Wanted to discuss it, really meet with Irsay face-to-face, and did that. And to me, I kind of thought, all right, well, let's see where this goes from here. And it has gone, and it has gone. Here's what happened yesterday. A couple of local reporters, after speaking to Colts sources, reported that the team was essentially threatening to put Jonathan Taylor on NFI, the non-football injury list, because of what they deemed a back injury that he suffered while not playing football. Well, Taylor then responded in a very purposeful tweet saying that he did not have back pain, he has not had back pain, and these people need to have news sources. Now, it's clear the Colts believe there's some sort of back pain. Jonathan Taylor certainly does not. If the team was going to retroactively put him on the non-football injury list, they would have to do so with a failure to disclose the injury. They would have to allege that Taylor lied to them and did not disclose a non-football injury. And to my knowledge, that does not seem to be what happened. But that is how complicated this has gotten. This is how nasty this has gotten. There aren't too many instances of teams going so public with essentially a campaign against their best players. There's not a lot of precedent for this. Taylor, who of course wants a new contract, now wants to be traded. We'll see where this goes from here, but these bridges they're burning.
Yes, they are. Burning up. Yeah, they're burning. Bless you.
Thank you.
Burning bridges in the holler.
They're burning.
Amen.
What a mess. Like, as Baby Babs says, what a mess. Who made this mess? Jim Irsay. That's who.
That's who made it.
Jim Irsay came over to your house and made a mess?
Yeah. You want to know? Irsay. But he's always been like that. He's always said things publicly. He never should have.
Well, the thing about it is that Jonathan, so is Jonathan Taylor like a well-liked dude in that locker room? Because if he is, then Jeremy Irsay speaking against a well-liked dude in the locker room takes on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It does. But the response is going to be telling. They wanted some headlines. They got them. Y'all welcome.
Mm.
Y'all have fun with it, too, because I'm having a blast watching.
The non-injury list?
Like, wow. How threatening can you get?
I mean, way
it?
to put that on a guy if it's not true.
What? Yeah, we just ain't gonna pay you, buddy. And they said like this year wouldn't even count as a year of him being on contract, so the contract would pick back up next year.
Yes.
Golly. Yeah.
It's really a lose-lose situation.
Stir the pot.
Yeah. Stir it up.
Are all the running backs going to tweet about this now?
Oh, man, don't nobody know. They trying to stay far away from this Nathaniel like stuff going on with them, man. Nobody want to be involved with this. Nobody wants to be involved with this. I know Will Levis, boy, up there doing jumping jacks, so happy that he ain't had to go to that situation. You dodged the bullet with that one, brother. Welcome to the Titans.
Yeah, right? So, who was it? Colts. He tweeted about talking about Edgerrin James. Why am I blanking? Come on, Davenport. Think. Tony Dungy.
Yeah. Oh, Tony
tweeted
Dungy, yeah.
about this.
I was thinking Mike Chappell, who's covered the team forever, but no, that's even better. Former coach.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Tony Dungy, because obviously this entire talk about the running back situation and all that Pro Football Talk had tweeted the chew them up, spit them out approach to running backs is unfortunate, but it's not new. In 2006, the Colts let Edgerrin James walk away after a franchise tag 1,500-yard season. They drafted Joseph Adai to replace him, and they won the Super Bowl that same year. And Tony Dungy was the coach, right? Mm-hmm. And tweeted about it, and he said, I'm not disagreeing with Mike. I wouldn't call it chew them up, spit them out. Just standard money management procedure. 7 years before that, the Colts replaced three-time Pro Bowl running back Marshall Faulk with less expensive rookie Edgerrin James. It happens at every single position except quarterback. And then he said Edgerrin was worth every penny he was paid by the Cardinals that year. We went with Joseph Adai and Dominic Rhodes and got 1722 yards rushing from them. Saved a ton of money, used the savings to sign Dwight Freeney, Reggie Wayne, and Dallas Clark to long-term deals. Economic reality. Yeah. Well, I mean, Dwight Freeney, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, like Titans fans are like, ugh, could those guys have not been on long-term deals, please?
Well, I think he summed all that up into 2 words, which is pretty amazing because, like, I'm all for, like, communicative brevity. Economic, what was it? Economic reality.
Yeah.
Economic reality.
And
he's
right.
It's like, it's like he's saying, I didn't make the running back position become devalued, but because it is,
I have to play the game.
Got to play the game. Produce a Super Bowl winning team.
And everybody does.
And that's nothing against Edgerrin James, as he said.
And that's back to our entire conversation about it's a business.
But they still got 1,700 yards and a conglomerate backfield, which I fully believe that's what the Titans are about to do after Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I mean, and Adai was pretty good.
Writing on the wall. Yeah.
It was.
Dominic Rhodes?
Yeah.
Is that what he said? Yeah. Huh. 615-737-1045 at the RHL 1045. I said we would hear from Azeez Al-Shaair, the linebacker, following practice today. Talking about the defense settling down after week 1.
I think it's been good. It's been good competition on both ends, offense, defense, even special teams. We had some drills going against the guys in the special teams drills. So I think it's just been really solid competition back and forth. We're kind of building those building blocks for what we're trying to see. And you see, come out today versus, last week, the first couple of days, guys a little bit better in shape, not as gassed, myself included. So I think it's a lot of good progress being made.
Period over.
That was the clear the practice facility horn.
Yep. Pads were popping today for the first time. Azeez Al-Shaair talked about that.
Oh, for sure. I think everybody's already excited. I tell people all the time, I make the joke, we're going to really see who can hit now. It's a National Football League. You probably wouldn't make it this far if you didn't know how to tackle them. So I think it's just, that next phase, that next step to getting to where we're trying to go. So it's just elevating, and it's one more extra thing that you got to do. But you practice the same way. The only difference is now if you get the guy in front of you, you can thud him up. So I don't think it really changes the mentality or anything like that. Kind of just the finish. So
I like how you smiled when you said that.
You hear that little pop right there.
Let's get it on.
Yeah.
New to the team, new to the defense, but you can hear it when you hear him talk. His role as a leader.
I've embraced it really since the first day I got here. I knew that was a part of, just me as a person that I felt like I could bring to my room and help to this defense and this team. So it's not, I think it's something that you can't really you can't fake it. You got to be yourself and be authentic, and that's what I try to do. And I think it kind of shows itself, leading by example, helping the guys out, coaching the guys up, even the guys who are across from us, going against the running backs, whether it's one-on-ones, whatever, and, letting them know, hey, I played it this way because I saw you do this, or vice versa. So, it's just allowing us all to, sharpen our tools, because when the season starts, I'm not trying to beat him. I'm trying to beat somebody else. So, I want him to be as good as he can be, and I know they want me to be as good as I can be so we can go into the season and, get some wins.
Yeah, I love that. Leader.
Digging this guy. More from Al Shire when we come back. Also, Mike Vrabel talking about Will Levis and Malik Willis. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Go to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you're looking for. They're going to be able to help you out, new or pre-owned. I don't know what your situation is. You do, but you can go communicate that with them. Daniel Gupton, the guy's ready to help you. Whether you're looking for something bigger, something more reliable, maybe repair bills are getting to you. These guys are going to be able to help you out. If you're looking dealership to dealership, certainly include Gupton in that process. If you haven't started the process but are about to start the process, then lead off with Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Take 24 West, exit 35, straight shot into the best vehicle buying experience that you've ever had. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the dealership information is there. All of the inventory is there as well. They've got a great selection of Jeeps, by the way, Ram trucks. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Chimney. I ain't going to say the chimney. Chimney. How about that, y'all? You want to get some work done? They'll make it right for you. Over 63 years of experience right there, specializing in all aspects of fireplace, chimney service. I'm talking about from inspections all the way to estimates, and full rebuilds and repairs also. So if you got your whole little entertainment area outside on the patio and you're thinking like, I want to upgrade a little bit, they do all the masonry work, fire pits, fire bowls, outdoor fireplaces, and kitchens. You think about putting that good firewood piece of outside to cook in, that oven right there. You want that? They can make it happen. I can promise you that. 615-364-8987. Get involved right now in the hot summer special before the summer ends and get it done. I'm telling you, it's nothing better than in-season pricing coming. You know it's going to take a tick up, so you need to get involved now. Chimney service, chimney repairs, restorations, all of it. They handle all of the business. Chimney.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Hey. Hey. Could you remember the game plan for tomorrow if Vrabel gave it to you today, like he did the players?
No, unless it was a lot that was installed over OTAs, and like Coach Mack said, you built it up.
Yeah. How much new stuff did y'all put in at Tennessee, like opponent to opponent? Because a lot of times in college basketball world, like I've talked to coaches that are like, we're just going to run our stuff, and if we execute, then everybody kind of knows what everybody does. But
yeah, you had a base, but you always had to throw wrinkles in it when you played against people that ran like defenses you didn't really see. Like when we played Syracuse, we put a play in zone and ran it the entire game,
and it worked.
Yeah, and then we brought it back the next year.
Like Pearl, I know, comes up with different inbounds plays a lot.
Yeah. What's the name? Buzz Williams does a good job of that too. So I think you always got that foundation, and then you may not use it till a lot of coaches will say, man, we probably won't use this until March. You know what I'm saying? But let's go over it, and then you have to do it again, and it's tough. It's tough, especially the vets. I think it's easier for.
Yeah,
it's the rookies and the younger cats that they got to get acclimated to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, veteran players will tell you like there's so much overlap in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
People just call things different things.
Yep.
So yeah, that's interesting to me. Well, we'll see. Vrabel said he gave the guys a project, gave them a mock game plan today. And they'll go through it tomorrow. Gave them first and second downs. Gave them third down packages.
I like how he said, I can give him the script, and then he corrected himself. Because Aaron Foster came out and said that things were scripted. Remember?
That's right.
People get the script before
I totally forgot that.
Yeah, that's why I looked at y'all like, did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
no,
I didn't catch that. That's
I didn't catch that, yeah.
He changed that up real quick. So you don't know, it's not a script who's going to win the Super Bowl, everybody.
Let's hear from Aziz Al-Shire a couple more little bits of audio here. I find this guy very interesting, man, and I'm really excited to see him play. But he talked today on being the play caller on defense.
I embrace it. I think it's even in San Francisco. Me and Fred had the green dot, but in practice, we both had to use it. And I was, the backup middle linebacker, so I would have to call the stuff as well. And when Fred went down during the season, in the last 4 years that I've been there, I was always doing it. So it was something that wasn't new to me at all. I think, just from, I guess, you guys' perspective, you guys don't really, understand or know that. In a real game, yeah, it's only one person. But in practice, whoever's the backup, like even right now, Jack Gibbons and Monty Rice, they have the mics as well. So, you have to make the call. So it's something that, I've already been comfortable with doing. But obviously, when you got the green dot and you're expecting to have it, going into the season, it's a good feeling. And, I embrace that role.
You know what else he's embracing? Nashville. Aziz Al-Shire on embracing Nashville.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, the fun part is it is hot. It's training camp. And to be out here, this is my job. I love what I do, but it's my job. And, all those kids, I told the guys when we were breaking it down, I remember being a child, if I could come to an NFL practice and see NFL players as, an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, it would have made my whole world. So for me, those type of things I think are always important because you never know who you're motivating or, who you're inspiring by just signing an autograph for a shirt that they probably won't fit a year from now. So I think it's just special, and I embrace the whole city of Nashville. It's closer to home for me, being from Tampa, and, I like that southern feel. I don't know if I can get with the cowboy boots and the hats and stuff, but everything else has been really good.
The first NFL player you met when you were a kid?
I never met one.
Really?
I never knew nobody that went to the NFL. I never knew nobody that even went to college. So for me, I had to kind of see something that wasn't there, that didn't exist. So it was tough for me growing up. So I think that's why it motivates me a little bit more to, do things like that because I know what I didn't get. And I would never want somebody to be here and me be here and, take 5 minutes, extra minutes out of my day to just sign an autograph. And that could change somebody's whole life.
Dope.
How about that?
Dope. He ain't lying. That's
never met an NFL player. In Tampa, too. You never met a college player.
That's dope, man. I think that's the best thing about people going back, like Big Jeff, what he went back and did with his at his hometown. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope, man. You always got to give a little bit of motivation to people, and it's nothing like being able to see guys come back. Even when you're just in the mall or wherever it is, That's pretty cool, man.
I told y'all he's been embracing Nashville since the day he drove into this town, and he showed up at Kevin Byard's that him and his wife Clark chair the rally on the runway, helping cure childhood cancer. Showed up, walked the runway with a young boy who is going through cancer treatment. Didn't have any. He was like, I don't really know what to wear because I don't have any of my clothes. Like everything is, being moved here.
Right.
And that was also him coming off of, what do you call it, Ramadan?
Ramadan. Yep.
So, literally,
right.
he hadn't eaten because that was their fasting
I forgot
period.
About that. Yep.
And still came and then donated $5,000 to the cause and stayed for the entire time.
That's dope.
I'm like, welcome to town. Love that guy.
Lame duck A of 1. Right, special guy right there. That's true.
Yeah.
So good. God, I hope he's really special on the field, too, because he's a great soundbite.
Let's do this on the way out because I mentioned it before the break, so you guys can hear this. This is Mike Vrabel talking about watching Malik Willis and Will Levis compete.
Yeah. I think it's been great. I think it's been great. I think that they, all push each other. And again, you see them getting excited for each other, and you're allowed to do that and still compete and still want to try to win the competition. So I think they both have done some really good things. There's some plays that both of them would like to have back. Again, one day isn't going to make or break anything, but hopefully we can come back tomorrow without a script and put the ball down and see how they function and operate and move through the different situations that we give them tomorrow and see how they lead their unit, whether it's the second group or the third group, and they'll both have opportunities with each of those different groups. So I like where both of them are at. I guess it's nice to have two young guys here that you can develop and work with.
Mike Vrabel talking about the two quarterbacks battling for that number 2 spot. We've got so much more for you as a radio station tomorrow. We will continue our coverage of Titans training camp as we roll through the week. Listen all day long, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. RK Dub.
Yeah.
Buck Rising 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Blaine and Mickey 1 to 3. 3HL 3 to 6. And the after party coming up.
Sponsored
from 6
by
until
Awaken
7.
180.
Yes, that is true. As is Chris Lowe.
Yeah.
That's it, Babsy. All right. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate the participation. And we will be back at it for you tomorrow. Be here. Good night. God bless.
See ya.